just going to hit this. Forrest can start talking.
All right, we're here for a women's varsity contest between the Colo-Nesco Royals and the Dunkerton Raiders tonight. This will be Dunkerton's first official game this season. They had a scrimmage a few nights ago, but we don't have any stats on that. So we'll take a look at some of the last season's stats a little bit later. Colo-Nesco, on the other hand, has played 2 games at least. Unfortunately, 0-2 so far for them. They lost 59-31 to Collins Maxwell Spartans. I'm not sure where their other game was. So we'll go some stats for Colo-Nesco first. So in their 2 games, they've been led in scoring by Isabel Volker, a junior. She starts at guard for them, 5'6" tall, averaging 11.5 points per game on 32% shooting from the field. Their second leading scorer, Avery Bapp, a senior. She, let's see here, senior forward, 5'6", 8 points a game so far in the early season, 25% field goal range. And they round out the top 3 in scoring with Jenna Banks, 7.5 points per game on 30% shooting. And Jenna Banks is a 5'4" senior, and she'll be the other starting guard. On the glass for Colo-Nesco, their leading rebounder is senior starting center Mackenzie Niemeyer at 8.5 rebounds per game. 3 of those on the offensive glass, so it'll be a big priority for the Raiders to box her out tonight. Niemeyer stands 5'8" tall. She, I believe, is going to be the tallest starter, but not the tallest player on the Colo-Nesco roster. Also, lots of rebounds per game for Jenna Hill. 7.5 rebounds for her, also 3 on the offensive glass. So a lot of work to be done boxing out tonight for the Raiders.
And I think we got the keys to the game.
We did, yeah.
The keys of the game were along the lines of no turnovers.
Yeah, it was the 2 keys for the game were win the turnover battle, win the rebounding battle.
Yeah.
And Coach had a bold strategy for that. He was going to try something new. He was going to go with 5 starters tonight. She said it was kind of wild, but they've been doing it in practice, so they're going to see how it goes.
See how it works to run with 5. We are 11 minutes and 23 seconds here to the start of the game. We've got Colo-Nesco girls in town to play the Dunkerton Raiders tonight. Coach Turpin's, we're trying out his new mixtape. I haven't put together who the songs were, but he assured us it was rap that didn't have bad words in it and was about winning.
Yes, motivational rap, clean. And he said it was quite the issue. There's some discrepancies with what the girls wanted. And so a lot of stress this week. Maybe that's going to take a little bit away from the game plan. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I do feel like Coach is maybe that's taking his attention away just a little bit from the game. We'll have to see. But so have you broke down Dunkerton yet? Did I miss
No,
that?
so I haven't done anything. I was just going through Colo-Nesco, who I think their starters are, some of their scorers. They're 0-2, at least that's what we have for stats so far. And so the projected starting lineup, at least based on the stats that I see, what I would guess, Jenna Banks at guard alongside Isabel Volker. At the forwards, Jenna Hill and Avery Bapp, and Mackenzie Niemeyer at center.
And last year, Colo-Nesco was second round. Dunkerton played them second round of districts, and that was the team that knocked Dunkerton out of the tournament. It was a good game down there, but as I recall, Colo-Nesco had a real good point guard that graduated, and then their post player was really a lot for our girls to handle. And so both those girls graduated, so it'll be interesting to see the game tonight.
All right, well, we're about 9.5 minutes from tip-off. We got the inside tip on the starters. for Dunkerton Raiders. So it'll be Bethany Christians, Mason Wolf, Bailey Van Langen, Morgan Weepy, and Alana Baranobis.
Baranobis.
Those are the 5 that they're going for. Now, the Raiders lose, I believe, 3 starters or just 2?
Yeah, at least 2 starters. I'm trying to think. Kayla Raffi, I think she did start some last year. Maybe she started all the games.
So 2.5 starters, but 3 big contributors. So between them, they're going to lose 18 points per game, 15 rebounds a game, and better than 6.5 steals a game.
And what I remember, Lily Feather was kind of the one of the glue players inside. Always in a good mood, but scrappy rebounder. Kayla Raffi, the good news for us is Kayla Raffi was the young lady that you would always confuse with Bailey Van Langen.
Yes, so that'll be nice that we can, hopefully there's nobody new on the team that looks similar.
It looks similar. Kayla's mom teaches elementary here, and I did suggest that we were having trouble telling the 2 girls apart, and brought up the fact that if one of them had a tattoo, that would have been easier, but Mrs. Raffi didn't think that was a good idea. And then Ashlyn Shimp was kind of our fire plug point guard. If you remember, Ashlyn went 100 miles an hour. But we've got some athletic girls back. We've got some Bethany Christian, one of our best three-point shooters. We've got some height inside. So, and Mason Wolf, I'm kind of excited to see her grow. She was, she's got a nice outside shot, but she's kind of does a lot of glue things, and she's a great leaper. I just love to watch her. She it's like flubber on the back of her shoes. She just very athletic. So.
Yeah, so you just said Bethany Christian's best three-point shooter on the team, and the stats agree with you. Last season led the team, and Dunkerton actually returns their best 3 three-point shooters from last year.
Okay.
So Bethany Christian's at 28%.
Mason Wolf
was second at 26.5.
Boy, and then is it possible Weepy is our third best?
Nope.
How about the younger tissue girl?
Nope.
Ah.
So Bailey Van Langen on a little less attempts per game, but she shot him at a 25% clip, good for third on the team.
Okay.
So hopefully that's a strength for the Raiders going forward. Now they lost a lot, 46% of your scoring, 46% of your rebounding, but you bring back a lot. Bethany Christian's 8 points a game, Mason Wolf's 8.5 points a game, all coming back. You get a lot of kind of scattered rebounding back as well. 3 rebounds a game for Christians, 4 for Wolf, 2 apiece for Van Langen and Weepy.
All right. Dunkerton's headed in the locker room. But Colo-Nesco still continues to warm up out here. We've got 6 minutes before the start of the girls' game here. It's a 6:30 tip, but I bet we'll be starting closer to 6:40, 6:45. A little different atmosphere at basketball this year. There's only a state law, so folks are only allowed to bring in each player on the basketball team is allowed 2 tickets, and it just makes for a lot fewer people in the crowd. No pep bands this year. We do have cheerleaders, but according to the state law, they're not allowed to have 2 fans. So we'll see. That's I think through December 10th. I don't know if we're expecting big changes on the attendance policy after that, but that's also part of that proclamation was no junior high sports. So it's just kind of been a weird year. But like we walked into the junior high boys game, and there was, the few people that are here are making noise. So maybe it won't notice a huge difference if you don't look out into the crowd and just realize that everybody's spread apart so far. So.
Yeah, so we talked about the potential starting lineup, but since it's the first game of the year, I figure I'll just run down the roster here, let everybody know what's going on. These are in order of jersey numbers. So Bethany Christian, she wears number 12. She's a senior. Guard, stands 5'4" tall. Peyton Rigel. Okay. Number 14, sophomore guard, also 5'4". Ellie Tessinger, number 20, junior, 5'7", also listed as a guard. Mason Wolf, number 22, still just a sophomore, so is really big that she could average over 8 points a game as a freshman. It'll be exciting to see how she develops going forward. She stands at 5'7" as well. Bailey Van Langen, senior forward, 5'8", wears number 24. Morgan Weepy, number 30, she's a senior, guard, 5'5". Allie Wheeler, number 32, junior, guard, 5'6". And then a couple of centers to end us off here. Number 40, Alana Baranobis, senior center, 5'10". And the tallest player on Dunkerton's roster is 5'11" sophomore center Mallory Tissue, younger sister of Riley Tissue. And he's still on the boys' team, or did he graduate?
He graduated.
All right. But continuing the Tissue legacy here at Dunkerton.
Now you got me thinking about that. I feel like he graduated. Trying to think yeah. Tissue graduated. It's Kyler Rich, who's the post player for the varsity boys. So get our kinks out. Got a few things we're working on this year. Girls are back on the court.
Yep, 3 minutes till the tip-off. Just look at some quick team stats here from Dunkerton last year. They averaged 39.2 points per game. They did that on just about 30% shooting. They shot 22.5% from the arc, only 49% from the free throw line, though. That's an area that they'll look to improve on this year. They did pull down 32 rebounds a game, but only 10 assists as a team per game last year. So maybe look for the girls to set each other up a little better this season.
And the mixtape that Coach Turpin put together, have you recognized any of these songs?
I've recognized a few of them. I feel like the era is about 2002 to 2010.
Okay.
Which, not bad. Maybe a little old for some of the high schoolers.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Turpin probably was in college in those years.
Yeah, I suppose. Makes sense.
But we haven't heard Blondie rapping from the 70s.
Yep.
So, although I don't think her raps were about winning.
Well.
So, you have that.
Dunkerton's got the home all-white jersey on tonight. They got a little bit of red trim around the shoulders and the top of the back, red numbers and lettering, and then red and black stripes down the side. Looks like we've mostly gone with white shoes, except we've got a pair of black and then 2 pairs of kind of bright colors.
Yeah.
Maybe we spilled like a bunch of paint buckets on those.
Yeah. We're styling.
Yep.
We got the kicks, man.
I like that. I haven't seen. Was it the Dunkerton boys last year that they traded shoes? Like they had.
Yeah, wasn't it like one blue shoe or like one
red
shoe?
Yeah, it wasn't like they were close. And it. Oh man. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, there was 2 guys that it was like we just swap left shoes.
Yeah, I don't feel like that would have worked for me in high school. I feel like my coach would have probably. Not that he needed reasons to yell at me, but I bet he would have found that out. Starters for Colo-Nesco, you're going to have number 11, Niemeyer, number 13, Banks, number 21, Volker, 23, Hill, and 25, William. We're getting ready for what we think is going to be the national anthem, if we can find it on the tape. Everybody's standing, everybody's quiet. It's a really exciting moment while we see if the computer's going to work. Otherwise, I think Mr. Kelchin will be out there. I think if Mr. Kelchin thinks I'm singing the national anthem, that will probably not work out.
As long as you know the words. That's really.
And that's a little sketch, too. I mean, I bet you could find it on your phone.
Oh, and kind of a very abrupt, and people are rushing to their feet, and we've paused the national anthem.
Secret national anthem. We're going to do the national anthem? Or we do?
Please leave after the final game. Please keep masks on for the duration of the night and follow social distancing guidelines. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups.
All right, so we're going to do lineups before the anthem.
Number 11, senior Mackenzie
Colo-Nesco's got the all blues on. They've got white numbers and lettering and kind of a patterned white stripe on, looks like, all the way up the side.
Have you seen this style of uniform anywhere else?
With the pattern on the, you know, I've seen a lot of different patterns, especially on the shorts. People go with stripes, kind of different designs, but I don't know if I've seen that, almost like the back feather of an arrow.
Yeah.
Is what that's kind of looking like to me. Nothing too crazy at the end of the tunnels. I remember back in my high school days, there'd be a guy at the end of the tunnel, and you'd have, you know, like your handshake, or, you know, you'd fake box with him. You know, we don't even have anybody at the end of these tunnels, so maybe that's a dying art in high school basketball.
Maybe it's yet another casualty of the COVID-19.
Sure.
Please welcome your officials for tonight's game: Rob Calder, Mike Schmidt, and Michael Kurtzmacher.
Can give the officials a round of applause.
Yeah, that was kind of a muffled applause for the officials.
Muted. Very muted.
So I think we're just about ready for tip-off here. National anthem out of the way. Now, is this a conference game?
Yeah. Colo-Nesco's.
I see Colo-Nesco up on the wall, but then I look at the Iowa Star Conference over there, and I maybe I'm just not seeing them.
Yeah, apparently we did put them on our on our in-house. The Colo-Nesco's in the Iowa Star Conference. Apparently I'm trying to think. It'd be nice if we left somebody else off, but I'm only seeing Colo-Nesco.
Maybe a little chip on the shoulder for Colo-Nesco.
I don't think we have Cullings basketball either. Those are a couple of the newcomers over by Des Moines.
Sure.
And Meskwaki. So yeah, that little chart is dated.
All right, so it looks like the tip is going to be Baranobis for the Raiders, and she'll be going up against Emma Wilson. No, Jenna Hill, excuse me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did that different.
Hill wins the tip, and Colo-Nesco has it first. There's Jenna Banks strong with the left hand, a little too strong. Rebound by the Raiders going the other way.
Van Lagen pulls down the first rebound of the night.
Christians has it out top. Looks like maybe a 2-3 here out of Colo-Nesco. The Raiders will work it around, looking to maybe get an entry pass into the post.
Like to see, hopefully, the 2-3. That'll get some shots for Mason and Bethany. Here's Billy Van Lagen down the baseline.
And she runs into kind of a trap there. Nice kick out to Christians. Christian with a pump and drive. Left wing. Back up to the center. Swings it to the right. And just a lot of ball movement here for the Raiders. You like that. There's no shot clock in high school basketball, so you can take your time.
Yeah.
And a travel, yep. That was Bailey Van Langen, and just kind of lost the ball and took an extra step trying to recover it. And she'll get the turnover. So still scoreless. A minute in, Colo-Nesco takes it the other way. Jenna Banks will hand off on the wing. Stopped at the top of the key, swings left side, now in the corner. She'll get a screen. That's awful close to a moving screen. There's a long two. That won't go, but a good offensive rebound inside by Niemeyer. She gets it back out.
Real
open
good
look
help.
for Jenna Banks. She's short, but Niemeyer again. And she gets an easy putback. I think maybe there was too many offensive rebounders there for Colo-Nesco, not enough defensive rebounders for the Raiders.
After Niemeyer kicked the ball out, the Dunkerton defenders both left her. Both left her, and you could see it when the shot was going up. She had nobody to box out. She was in the lane by herself. So a little miscommunication. We must be running a zone on defense for the Dunkerton end as well.
Mason Wolf just had a 12-footer just off the mark. And now on the inbounds pass, here's a steal for Colo-Nesco. And all the way with the left hand, that's Isabel Volker, the leading scorer for the Royals.
Nice little left-handed layup there. You got a little half-court pressure here.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're extending this 2-3 and trapping or what, but good press break. And then as soon as I say that, they throw it away. Pass was tipped. Baranobis will get the turnover the other way for the Royals.
4-0, early lead for Colo-Nesco.
So this is Volker, who swings it to the wing. There's a 12-footer, and that's up and good, and that's Emma Wilson.
So far, Dunkerton's looking for their second shot of the night.
Yeah, they've been struggling a little bit with this trap, and there's another steal. That's Jenna Banks, and the Royals are all over the Raiders. Here's a pass that's just a little too hot. Banks threw it maybe a second before Volker was ready. It goes out of bounds, so maybe a break for the Raiders.
So the trap, if we could get past the first level of the trap, maybe send somebody to the center.
Yep, and it looks like they're kind of rotating because it didn't look like they extended it there.
No.
They sat back, so maybe confusing the Raiders, or at least attempting to.
I'd like to see Mason Wolf catch that ball and get ready to shoot.
And that's going to be another travel on Van Langen. I just switched her pivot feet there.
So not the best start for Dunkerton tonight. 6-0 Colo-Nesco with 5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Banks gets a screen at the top of the key. It does look like a 2-3. And
go.
there's a nice steal. That's Weepy. Now, the other way, Christians is a little soft with the left hand on the layup. Rebound Colo-Nesco. They try and kick it ahead. There's Volker. Now it's back out. Swing around top of the key. Banks looks to go left. She's stopped. That pass is tipped. Christians come up with the steal. And another travel on the Raiders. And I guess she got too excited. And
a tip to Bethany Christian. I missed the travel there, but ref had her going a little too fast on the
and that's one of those that, the travel doesn't get called maybe as much in the modern age of basketball. And, we've kind of accepted that that's not a travel anymore. When in the rule book, it probably says it is.
Probably. I don't know if you've noticed, we got the Dunkerton parents standing until, I'm sure, the first score of the game.
Well, let's hope they don't have to stand too much longer.
No kidding. That's, again, not a good start for Dunkerton on the offensive end. Defense hasn't been too bad. Surely that one box out.
Niemeyer tried to kick it out there to Volker, and it just went right through her legs. So some sloppy basketball turnovers on both ends. And we'll get Shelby Parisho into the game for Jenna Banks.
So kind of glad that they're giving us the backing off of the pressure here.
Yeah, when they don't extend the trap, it looks like we can get into our offense. There's an entry pass, trying to get it down low to Baranobis, and it's stolen away by Colo-Nesco again. This is Volker now, and she'll be stopped. Van Langen all over her. She'll slip it through. Niemeyer's too strong on the layup. Rebound Baranobis. Christian's got it the other way. She's looking ahead. Back to Christian's, top of the key. Here's a three. Couldn't get the roll. Rebound's tipped around, and it's controlled inside by Wilson. That was a good possession, though, for the Raiders. It looked like they kind of had a plan. They went inside out. They got a good look against the zone. And if you keep doing that, some of them will start to fall. Well, Wilson had a real good look at a elbow jumper. She passed up and missed the left-handed layup. Bethany Christians gets the rebound. And a little bit of tempo for the Raiders, trying to not let them set up in that zone.
There you go, Mason Wolf.
A nice strong take by Mason Wolf. She'll be fouled. 2 shots.
First foul of the game.
And despite, a 6-0 deficit, we haven't seen any move for a timeout or a substitution from the Raider sideline. First free throw hits the front rim, and just as I say that, we get some subs in. Mallory Tissue's going to come in And so I didn't see who else snuck in there.
Let's see about Telsinger, 20.
All right. Ellie Telsinger. Jenna Banks got back in for Colo-Nesco. The second free throw is missed. Also, we got in Abigail Hostler. There's a steal by Bethany Christians on a good tip pass. And try and push the tempo. There's a good kick out. Dribble drive penetration inside. No good. That's Tissue just in the game. She just kind of sealed off her defender, maybe to help out the drive, and she was so open. The pass came, and more free throws for the Raiders.
It was a great seal. Nice seal. Drew kind of jumped into the contact. Good post move.
And that free throw's in and out. We talked about the 48% free throw percentage last year.
Yeah.
We look to improve that, and then off to an 0-3 start this season.
Yeah. Well, can only go up from here.
Exactly. At some point they have to go in. That one won't, though. Rebound by Hostler. And Banks will bring it up for the Royals.
So it's still Colo-Nesco 6, Dunkerton 0 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds in the first quarter.
This is Banks driving. She'll spin, split two defenders, and she's going to get fouled. So a nice spin move, slid in between two defenders, and they're going to get Eli Telsinger.
Maybe Ellie.
Yeah, probably. Print's too small on these sheets.
Believe me, I know.
Banks will hit the first free throw. And we're going to get some more subs. Colo-Nesco's subbing in and out, fresh bodies quite a bit. So Jenna Hill got back into the game, and so did Isabel Volker. Banks hits 2 of 2 free throws, and you wish that Dunkerton had made a couple of theirs and keeping the scoreboard. The parents could sit down. This looks like a good opportunity, though. Tissue inside.
Yep, there you go.
There's the right hand, and just a little too tall there for the Royal defender.
I like that all night. Let's get the ball in. Let's beat the press like that and get it into Emily like that.
Yep, a little bit of mismatch. Volker looks at a step back. She won't take it. Sets a screen now for Banks. Banks goes left, and kind of the same thing that happened last time. This time she was going around a defender, and she'll draw another foul.
I thought Bailey had good defense until she knocked her down.
Yep.
I thought she was right there, but she just kind of bumped her.
It's tough because it almost looks like there's no way that shot's going to go in, and then there's just a little bump, and you're like, oh.
But she's a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, certainly.
I don't think she's drawn iron on any of her 3 free throws.
No, Jenna Banks 3 for 3 from the line here. And the scoreboard has that as the second foul against Telsinger. I don't know if that.
Is that who they gave?
That's what it flashed up on the scoreboard.
Huh.
And Bethany Christians is fouled here. That'll go against Hostler. Her first foul is picking up here in the waning minutes of the first quarter.
Well, Dunkerton's got better at attacking the press and getting a few fouls, and both teams are driving a little bit more.
Yep, and another travel against the Raiders. Maybe we left the floor there, switched our pivot feet. We're real stingy on the travels, it's something to work on.
It's a tight travel call tonight for sure.
This is Banks inside. She's no good. Offensive rebound. That's no good. That's controlled by Weepy. Up ahead to Van Langen. She'll go to the middle. That might have been a double dribble they got her away with. She'll try and kick it out. I think that was tipped, and the referee agrees with me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I like your point guard dribbling down to at least the 3-point line before they top pass to the big is what I like in that situation. She just, Bailey was open and she's all excited. She got it to her. Fortunately, they didn't get a turnover on Bailey.
Yep, Weepy gets it inside the Tissue. Tissue is a lot of size. She probably had to look to score, but I don't think she realized her defender was off balance.
She just needed to cut your feet. She had it there. Looks like we're trying to get Bethany on the wing a little bit more now.
Yep, and another travel. Just switching some pivot feet.
Okay. I don't know.
I'd start watching.
I'm going to start watching. I'm totally going to start watching for it.
Yeah, I was always a fan of an official, as I wasn't going to call travel unless I was, absolutely sure that it was one. But,
well, it's
certainly.
And it fits into Colo-Nesco style of play because they're doing more dribble and passing, and Dunkerton's doing a lot more like catch the ball and pivot. Unfortunately, Mason Wolf goes up strong, does not get the foul call. And rebound comes down to Tissue, but it's a jump ball situation. So with 52.4, Dunkerton in the first quarter, Dunkerton will inbounds it. They're down 9-2.
This is another steal by Jenna Banks. She's had her hands in the passing lane all night, and she gets fouled on the breakaway. Probably saved a couple points.
Yeah,
Not a terrible foul by Bailey Van Langen. That's her first, team third. And Banks will bring it up. Kicks the wings to Volker. She's maybe looking to get it inside. There's the pass inside. Good defense. Shot's no good. Banks had a rebound, and she threw it off Tissue to save it.
All right, what's Blue doing here? What is this?
I don't know. They're running in a circle out by midcourt, and they all break. A little confusion.
That was like the random abstract play.
Yep. Here's Banks again with the layup. Too strong. Rebound is ripped down inside by Wilson. Out to Volker. Her three is no good. Good box up by Christians. And that's what she's got to do. It's a very aggressive offensive rebounding from the point guard, and Bethany's got to make sure to put a body on her. Christians, there's a pull-up from about 10 feet. Too strong. Tissue with the rebound. And she's going to get called for travel. She drug her pivot foot on that one.
Okay, all right. Okay, I believe you. At this point in time, just catch it and shoot.
Yeah.
Do not pivot. Do not look to pass.
Well, I think the size of Tissue inside and even Baranobis, if she can get back into the game, can be a problem. It seems like kind of the rebounding and scoring on the inside for the Raiders might be there. They just have to get the ball down there.
Well, as your grandpa would say, at least nobody got hurt.
Yeah, nobody is hurt.
We can't possibly have 10 turnovers.
It might be close. I've not been keeping tallies, but I mean there've got to have been 5 or 6 travels.
Yeah,
and that's before the steals. Yep.
So it's got to get better.
And
we're only down 9-2, and I think it gets better with going inside to your bigs and just telling your bigs just turn and keep your feet and shoot. Don't allow that travel, and then once that loosens up, then we can start kicking out to. That's my plan.
Yeah, I like it.
Go inside, work the inside, and then come with the outside, the perimeter game.
Yeah, you only gave up 9 points in the quarter. The defense did a really good job, and if you could have kept them off the offensive glass, it could be 5-2 right now. And you're right in this game. I think we need to maybe some more ball fakes from the guards. A lot of passes being tipped.
Yeah.
That's leading to some easy baskets. I think, push the tempo when we can, just to, not let them set up in that 2-3 trap that they like to run.
Defensively, they're running a nice little motion game, and they're getting some good looks at the basket, but box out and only give them one look, and don't foul 13.
All right, so start the second quarter of action. Christians, Weepy, Van Langen, Tissue.
Okay, now that was a good step
and
over
Wolf.
move, and I don't think that was a travel on the step through, but again, we've called a lot of travels tonight, so shocked that went through. Hey!
A strong finish by Bailey Van Langen. She got the screen and roll with Christians.
Yeah.
Christians found her. She got a couple dribbles and with the right hand.
I like it.
Colo-Nesco's got Volker on the court along with Banks, Niemeyer, Wilson, and Hill. This is Banks from the top of the key, and her three is money.
Oh, and a little mustard on
little
top of that.
showboating. And she's definitely been the best player so far tonight. She's earned it. Christians down to Weepy. Weepy for a three in the corner. Almost banked it in. Nice offensive rebound by Mason Wolf. And there's going to be a push, I believe,
ground.
before the shot.
Yep, on 25 Wilson. That'll be Wilson's second. It's Dunkerton's trailing 4-12. 7:05 left in the second quarter. I like the way we've come out here, except for giving up the three-pointer, but I like what we're looking. We're looking to shoot more.
Weepy's three is a little too strong. Banks with the rebound. I think Jenna Banks might be on a double-double watch tonight.
Okay.
Volker in the corner gets a screen, looks for Niemeyer with a good roll. Niemeyer couldn't handle the pass, but it's out to Wilson. Wilson, top of the key, that's Hill. He's looking to get it into Niemeyer. Niemeyer got behind Van Langen. Van Langen there was a post up, they kind of separated, and Van Langen just lost her, and a good quick pass, and that's 2 more for the Royals.
So it's 14-4, Colo-Nesco leading here. They got their half-court trap going.
Here comes the trap. Weepy's got it. Back to Christian's, top of the key. Swings it over inside to Van Langen, but stolen away by Volker. She's going the other way. Now to Banks. Banks at top of the key. That's a 3. That one's well short. No one touched it, so it'll be Raider basketball. It looks like a little full court press. It's a 1-3-1 here from Colo-Nesco off the dead ball.
Okay.
They're going to come up and trap, maybe even a 1-2-1-1. The Raiders break it. It's in the half court, but a trap's still on here. Volker will get the steal. It's going the other way. So they broke it initially, but kind of a bad situation there in the corner that Mason Wolf got into and threw it away. Hill's looking to get into Niemeyer. She gets it. Back to the basket. There's a pump fake up and under, and she rolls it in. It's a nice move on the post. Pretty good defense, and just kind of snuck around her. 16-4 Royals. 5:30 to play here in the second. And they're going to look to trap. Bethany Christian's in the corner. She'll throw it. Niemeyer steals it, but she's on the line. It'll stay with the Raiders.
Struggling with the pressure.
I think the changing defensive schemes is really keeping the Raiders off balance. They don't know what's coming. They kind of get into bad situations, and they're doing a little panicking. So Colo-Nesco's back in that 2-3 drop now. It's Wolf in the corner, and I'm not sure where that was going. It was tipped and stolen away.
She was trying to get it inside to Tissue there.
Banks going all the way. Throws up a layup in the lane, and that's good. And a little spin move, rolling, got it up.
All right.
18-4, another big scoring run for the Royals. Maybe a timeout here if you're the Raiders.
Might not be. You can't take them all home with you.
And that's another steal by Volker. Banks has it going the other way. She's got a 2-on-1, passes it ahead. That layup's no good. But a rebound by Niemeyer. She took a lot of steps. There we go. And she
first travel on Colo-Nesco tonight?
Oh, I wasn't counting.
Yeah, I was.
And there's our timeout for the Raiders.
Okay, all right. Coach Turpin's going to get the girls together. It's 18-4. Not trending well. If you remember, it was 9-2 at the end of the first quarter. So we're like it.
A lot more scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we're only a couple minutes into the second quarter here, and it's the margin is growing.
So really what you've got to draw up in here is you've got to say, don't pick up your dribble if you're going to trap.
Yeah.
You want to, first of all, don't go. There's 4 corners and you're half the offense. Don't go in any of those corners if you have the ball. Stay out of those corners. Those are death zones. If you get trapped, don't pick it up. Don't panic. Try and take a gather dribble, a back dribble. Figure it out. Somebody flash to the ball, help her out. Pump fake, get those hands out of your way, and make the clean pass. I think if Dunkerton can get the turnovers under control, they can break this pressure. I think they're right back in this game.
Okay. I feel like we're going too much to the edges, like you talked about.
Yep.
I'd like to see somebody in the middle, finding the open spot so that as we're breaking pressure. And then once we break pressure, of course, you got to attack. Anytime you're getting pressure, you got to attack and make them pay so that the risk reward isn't there for the defense. And we just haven't done that. And, if we could. So
1-3-1 here from Colo-Nesco. Some subs in for them as well. Callie Cowles into the game for the first time, as well as Riley Handsaker, as the Raiders break the press. And Bailey Van Langen almost had a layup, but she's bumped first. That's going to go on Velker.
That's too bad, because it was good to get the foul, but it's too bad because she had a wide open lane and she had a rebounder in case she missed it.
So 5 fouls on the Royals. The inbounds play Wolf in the corner, and she double dribbled. Yep, just hesitated, got a little ahead of herself. And thinking, and maybe you've seen some of the lack of off-season workouts. Maybe lack of team chemistry coming into play here for the Raiders.
Coach did mention he wanted to really reduce turnovers, and we're certainly not doing that.
Yeah, the 2 keys of the game we haven't hit. There's a pass that somehow gets through to Niemeyer. Then it's stolen away by Wolf, and Van Langen controls it. Raiders the other way. Up ahead to Weepy.
Get it back
Weepy
to
back to
Bethany.
Christians. Christians to Van Langen. Top of the key, Weepy on the left side, and she travels.
I'm starting to see some of it.
Yeah. You know, you start to look at the feet when they start calling those, and we are, you know, we're jumping when we're dragging. Just a little too excited. Maybe some first game nerves. You know, Colo-Nesco's the experienced team, I suppose, with 2 games under their belt. Banks going hard to the right. Tries to get through him. Stolen away. Christian's got it the other way. She's going 1-on-3. Up and in.
All right.
I'll do it myself, says Bethany Christians. And now the ball's loose. It's thrown away. And a travel.
All right, things are happening now.
Yeah, momentum has shifted. A steal and a layup. And then the inbounds pass was just thrown to nobody.
It was just
Loose ball, and Cowles went for it, but kind of got some contact with Bethany Christians and turned around and traveled.
And then the inbounds made it past half court before anyone recognized and or touched it. All right, 2-3 zone.
It's on the wing now for the Raiders. Top of the key, they're passing around. Van Langen with a flash to the elbow. Throws one hard off the glass. That's no good, but Van Langen gets her own rebound, rips it away. There's a ball fake. Inside, great cut by Wolf. Kicks it out. Now it's on the right side. Looking to get it inside. That's no good. Good pass to Bethany Christians. Wide open 3, and it's good. So all of a sudden, some life for the Raiders. They've cut it inside of 10.
She just made it. She didn't leave a gooseneck up there.
Well, you can't celebrate down 9 points.
I don't care. She just made a three-pointer, and she just headed down the court.
Here's a corner 3 from Wilson.
Wow.
That's too strong, but an offensive rebound, that's no good. Another offensive rebound, that's no good. Finally controlled by Wolf. Now Christians has it, pushes it back to Wolf.
Get it back to
Christians
get it
from
to
the
her.
left wing. Three-pointer, too strong. Rebound by Wilson.
I thought Bailey Van Langen was going to be our secret weapon on that one and sneak in and get that offensive rebound.
Velker's got it in the corner. Now it's inside to Handsacker. Handsacker turns around and shoots it. Misses everything. Rebound Tissue.
Okay. I think Bailey Van Langen's our secret weapon. We get her mad, and then she's going to start getting every loose ball.
I like it. Raiders have it top of the key. Swung left side.
We're trying to
back
set up
up.
a high-low post here.
Van Langen goes hard left.
Yeah.
Little runner in the lane. Too strong. But again, after her own rebound, stick with your shots. And she throws it away. Banks with the steal. She's going. Christians is with her. Banks switches left side. That layup's no good. Rebound by Weepy. Christians got it the other way. It could have been a rough possession, but we hustled back on defense.
Yeah. Ooh, Bethany cutting down the lane.
Minimize damage. Van Langen to Wolf in the corner. Wolf gets it inside the Tissue. Tissue runs into Banks, and it's going to be a jump ball. She just didn't feel the pressure. Somebody's got to yell. Let her know. Because if she turns to the other shoulder, a layup, or at the very least one defender.
That was good help side by Banks.
Yeah, really good. Banks has been real active. Been all over the place, rebounding, steals, offense. And we're going to get a sub here. It's going to be Ellie Telsinger with 2 fouls coming in for Weepy.
And Baranova snuck back in on us.
Okay. Here's Bethany Christians with a good look at a 3 in the corner, and she's got that one.
I like it. Heating up.
It's 18-12.
The microwave.
The Raiders are clawing their way back into this. Banks inside to Niemeyer, outside to Volker. Volker, good look at a 3, and she answers right back. The scoring coming fast and furious here in the second quarter. Christians will bring it up, 1-3-1 half-court trap. Here comes the trap. Christians has picked it up and traveled. And that's the changing up on the defense. Really good coaching from Colo-Nesco. They're changing the defense, and you can just kind of see the Dunkerton get a little flustered, a little too fast. So Banks will take it the other way. This is Wilson in the corner, thinks about a 3, but she's got Niemeyer flashing. Niemeyer tries to throw it back out. Good hands by Baranobis, but it'll stay with the Royals. Kind of a corner inbounds here for the Royals. Banks will take it in. They're running in circles again at the top of the key.
The serpentine.
And they get a wide open 3 for Volker. She doesn't make it, but a pretty good play. Baranobis with the rebound.
Good box out there.
Now Baranobis on the wing.
Yeah, get it back to Bethany. If Bethany wants to, she's heating up.
Yeah, made a couple of 3s so far. especially if they're running these zone and traps. There'll be a lot of good looks. It's Telsinger. Her pass is tipped, but Christians comes to it. Now there are a lot of defenders, a lot of offenders in one area. A turnover and a foul. And that's going to be 3, I think, on Ellie Tessinger. And so we're going to get a quick sub in for her. That's Morgan Weepy, who got a short break. It's tough. You know, you make one mistake with the turnover, you can't make 2.
Yeah. Only our 4th foul. I feel like we've got more than 4 fouls.
Well, 3 of them on Ellie, so.
That's true. Consolidating.
Yeah. Here's Banks flashing, and she's going to be fouled by Weepy. Weepy just kind of locked her up as she came across the lane.
That's one of those 50-50, but Weepy was blocking. Like if Weepy just had a different footwork, she might have gotten a charge or a no call there.
Well, yeah, and those calls are going to go to the offense more and more, especially in today's age of basketball. So a little 2-3 on the inbounds. Niemeyer's got an elbow jumper. She's too strong.
Wow,
and good hustle by Bailey Van Langen to get in there for what looked like probably an easy offensive rebound and layup, and end up a jump ball. I'll stay with the Royals, and they're running in the circle again.
Yeah. I think it's more of a snake.
Figure 8, I think, is what it is. They'll inbound to Velker. She drives left to the elbow. To Banks. Banks with a look at the top of the key. That's too strong. Good box out. Morgan Weepy will draw the foul.
I love it.
That'll go against Niemeyer. And I think if we could get Niemeyer a few more fouls, we might be really able to enforce our will inside. That's the 2nd on Niemeyer. Team 6th.
I think
and the coach for Colo-Nesco is leaving her in with just 22 seconds. If we could get a 3rd on her, that'd be huge. 1-3-1 pressure from the Royals. Dunkerton breaks it. Christian's at the top of the key. 13 to play in the half. This is Wolf on the side. Christian's top of the key. Now Van Langen. They swing it to the right. Pump fake, drive. 15-footer on the run.
Ooh, I like it.
No good. Offensive rebound, Mason Wolf. No good at the buzzer. Excuse me, that was Morgan Weepy with the rebound at the buzzer. So 21-12 going to be our halftime score. The deficit didn't really decrease in the second quarter for the Raiders, but you definitely saw signs of life.
Yeah.
There were moments where you thought, that you were going to be right back into it. Some positives to build off. Certainly not as many turnovers, not as many travels. So, some positives.
Well, there for a while. We can't sugarcoat it. It wasn't air free. They kind of. I feel like they got to 18 points, like with 2 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Yeah.
And so, you have to be happy about the fact that it was. What was it, 18-4?
Mm-hmm.
And so from that point on, we won the second half of the second quarter, for sure. Girls seem to handle the pressure a little bit more. If we had 10 turnovers in the first quarter, maybe we cut it down to 7.
Yeah.
If we keep doing that. We got Bailey Van Langen upset.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that's a key to the game.
She was staying aggressive. You're really missing the physical presence, the activeness of Lily Fetkether.
You're missing Fetkether's. Kind of be everywhere, and then you're missing Amber Schimp's.
Ashlyn Schimp.
Ashlyn Schimp, yeah. Amber's her mom. Ashlyn Schimp, kind of 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. So some of that energy, you don't have a overly large crowd to help you out with that energy, but Bailey Van Langen certainly started to bring it a little bit.
And you're feeling Bethany's got to feel out how to run the point and also be a scorer, and so she's got to play off of some of the kicks and Mason Wolf's got to get a little bit more confident and maybe look to, instead of pass back to Bethany, maybe she needs to look for that little baseline pop-up jumper. I like that coming in. Tissue looks solid inside. We're gonna have her look to score a little bit more. Box out. We're not a good defensive rebounding team at this point in time.
No, and like we said, you lose almost half of your rebounding from last year. Lose some active players. It's always going to be hard. And I think you got to give some credit to Colo-Nesco. They're crashing the glass.
Yeah. And we can't understate that this was the first time with the mix rap tape from the early 2000s that Coach Turpin put together that, maybe less than inspiring. Maybe you got to get the groove going. But a slow start to the game. I don't think we scored our first point. Gosh,
It was quite a while, at least halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
And the free throw line been a little bit of an issue for the Raiders, and that's, if they can tighten this gap, but they don't get it, all the way, that's something you can look at and say, well, the Royals are shooting their free throws well. I don't know if the Royals have missed. I believe they're 4 for 4. It's all Banks. And I believe the Raiders are 0 for 4.
Yeah.
So
Free throws kind of a bugaboo. We talked about that. I do like it was exciting to see Bethany warm up with a couple of three-pointers. I was trying to think who on the Detroit Pistons bad boys team of the 80s. I think it was Vinnie Johnson was the microwave. Yep. He would just come off the bench, and he would just be instant offense. Just I love that nickname. It was like there's no he doesn't have a lot of time, but he heats up quickly. So Bethany kind of shift from being the playmaker, the point guard, to a little bit of the scorer. I think she likes to shoot better from the wing, so you get her off. We did a little bit more high-low there, a little bit more active. You just got to find spots for the baseline big, Tissue or Baranovas has got to share that top of that lane with Van Langen. But, yeah, and, Coach Turpin, turnovers and rebounds.
Yeah, that's
if we could cut each one of those in half, I bet this would be about a 2 or 3 point game. So even though it's Dunkerton is trailing 12-21, I think lots of opportunities for improvement here in the second half.
Yeah, room for improvement. Early on in the season, you see some signs. We talked about Bethany Christian. She leads the way for the Raiders with 8 points, 2 3-pointers. Bailey Van Langen adds 2. And so does Tissue. And unfortunately, no one else has scored for the Raiders, so that's going to certainly have to change. Bethany Christian is going to need some help, especially if she continues to be the only scorer. Teams will start focusing, whether it's, the end of this game or later on down the season. But, somebody has to step up, and Bailey Van Langen's been aggressive. She's drawn a couple fouls. When we're not turning it over, we can get it inside. We're getting some good looks. Haven't fallen yet. But keep getting it in there, and you get some in-to-out looks. And I think people just need to be kind of willing to let it fly. It looks like maybe we're a little hesitant on the wings to shoot. And against the zone, you just kind of have to take, you get an open look, you got to take it. Even if you got to take a dribble or two in from the three-point line, your range where you're more comfortable. But you gotta take shots, and then if you make a few, you put a little pressure on the zone. Maybe they come out of it. On the other side for the Royals, slightly more balanced attack, but clearly led by Jenna Banks. She's got 9, 4 for 4 from the line, drawn a lot of fouls, 3-pointer as well, and then a bucket. And she's kind of been all over the court. A handful of steals, probably 3 or 4, and probably that many rebounds as well. Good game for her. Niemeyer, the center, she had 7. But 2 fouls. She picked up a second foul with just a few seconds left in the second quarter. And not a lot of height that's played. Niemeyer only stands 5'8". And I think I alluded to it during the game, but I think that the Raiders have kind of a mismatch inside. Obviously, the zone can kind of protect that, but when Tissue and Baranovas can get the ball, they're a handful down there. The issue right now for the Raiders is just getting it there. So outside of those two, Velker, who is the leading scorer coming in tonight, only 2 points. I think she has a 3. Do these add up to...
Well, so there's 18. Math involved now?
Something like that.
Who do you think has a 3?
I think Velker has a 3, because that would get us to 21 points.
So, yeah. Okay, sure, she can have a 3. That's fine. I'll give her a 3.
So, we're going to bump Velker's total up to 5.
16. Yeah, okay. No, that's 23 then. That 2-pointer has to be a 3-pointer. She only has 3 points.
Okay. All right, so I think the final tally is 3 for Velker. Isabel Velker, the leading scorer. Then Wilson, Emma Wilson, adds 2 of her own. So, pretty quiet we've only had 7 total scores in the first half. And really quiet scoring for the first quarter and the first part of the second quarter. It picked up a little bit there towards the end. And hopefully, at least for the Raiders' sake, that scoring can keep up and they can get back into this. So about 2.5 minutes till the start of the second half. Colo-Nesco already out here doing some layup work. The Raiders, still in the locker room, they're scheming up, working on defending, more on offense, I guess, against those different defensive look. Great coaching job so far by Colo-Nesco, especially this early in the season to throw a lot of different looks at a team. It's tough. So I think your keys to the game might not have changed here at halftime, We got to win the turnover battle. We got to take care of the ball, and we got to keep them off the glass. We've done a pretty decent job for the most part on our offensive rebounding. Looked active. We got to keep that activity, that intensity when we're boxing out on defense. Might not be as exciting. You might not get a basket out of it, but you might stop the other team from scoring.
So we got a minute and a half left here at halftime. It's Colo-Nesco with a 21-12 lead over Dunkerton. We got it all figured out. Now we just need Coach Turpin to explain it to the girls and the girls to execute in the second half.
Yep.
But I want to see more shots to loosen it up. We're going to travel a lot less, and we're going to get some box outs. We're going to keep Billy Van Langen mad. And we get Tissue turning and looking for the basket every time. Maybe even put a shoulder or something. Nothing.
Sure.
Nothing illegal.
Little physicality. Let them know that you're the tallest player in the court and that you can control the low post.
Yeah. Have Mallory go after that. So I like it. Announce our presence with authority.
Exactly. All right, so 30 seconds till the horn here at half. Still no sign of the Raiders. I wonder if a team's ever just, left at halftime. I'm sure somebody has.
Well, there was a football team this fall that wasn't having a particularly good season in 8-man down south of Iowa City. And whatever number they had out, 8-man football. So let's say 3 kids quit at the end of the first quarter. And so then they're down to 11. And 5 or 6 more quit at halftime. So they just go over to the other team and said, well, I guess we're not playing.
Yeah, we don't have enough players. All right, 21-12 in favor of the Royals of Colo-Nesco. So we get ready to start this second half. Looks like the Raiders are going to go with, I believe it's the same 5 that started. Bethany Christians, Bailey Van Langen, Morgan Weepy, Mason Wolf, and Elena Baranobis. Those are the 5 that were standing up. And their side for the Royals, Jenna Banks, Volker, Niemeyer, Wilson, and Jenna Hill. I think the same way we started for both teams. It'll be Raider basketball. Maybe we've got a good play drawn up. Set the tempo for the second half right here.
I love it. I love it. Come out with your play called.
Looks like the 1-3-1 here. Christians has it. Here comes the trap, and we've picked up our dribble in the corner. But a good pass. Got helped out. Now Van Langen with a runner. Too strong, but her own rebound again. She's going to go up again. Too strong again. But you know what? I love the attitude.
Yeah.
And a little bit of trouble in the backcourt, but the Royals control it. Banks at the top of the key. She'll drive, step back. Niemeyer, but that's stolen away by Weepy. Weepy's got it, 1-on-3 out to Christians. Christians thinks about a 3. Would like to see her let that one fly. But they'll set up the offense, and Bailey Van Langen's playing aggressive in the second half. That one's too strong, but a nice rebound by Baranobis. Van Langen again. So she's got the green light, it looks like.
Yeah.
And, they haven't dropped yet, but they've been close. They've been good shots, and it's helping the offense out. Now Banks the other way. Almost stolen by Van Langen. Velker gets a good look at a 3. It's no good. Niemeyer hustles down the long rebound, and they'll stay with the Royals. In the corner, this is Wilson. Wilson drives baseline, gets around, kicks to their side. Now Velker drives. That's a travel. And it'll go back to the Raiders. And quick sub. We're already going to get Tissue into the game for Baranobis.
Okay.
I don't know if that's just, fresh bodies or what, but
Maybe you didn't want to call a timeout. Just had like one thing to.
Sure. Well, yeah, you talk to her, and immediately on the sidelines, you see the coach saying something. Tissue now catches low post, turns, and she'll throw it away. That's a steal by Jenna Hill. Going the other way now, it's Velker on the wing. Back to Hill, good give and go, and Hill gets an easy layup. So the lead pushed to 11, 23-12 Royals.
That was Hill with that basket?
Yep, Jenna Hill. Christians goes around the trap at the top of the key. Morgan Weepy for 3, and that's good. And I think Coach said to them at halftime, he said, we got to let it fly. That's what they've been doing. You can't turn the ball over if you've already shot it.
Yes, this is true.
All right, Royals the other way.
A shot is better than a turnover.
Exactly. Wilson's at the extended elbow.
Shots sometimes go in, turnovers
that's
never go in.
Poked away by Mason Wolf, but it'll
I'd like
stay
to see
with
Mason Wolf get a little confidence going
Royals.
here.
Yeah, I think we were a little nervous and we're playing a little looser in the second half. 23-15. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Van Langen's all over Wilson, but Banks comes and helps her out. Banks has got it on the right side. And she goes out to Wilson. Now inside to Niemeyer. Niemeyer, the short post, back out. They swing it around.
It's an interesting juxtaposition because Colo-Nesco has a shorter player playing in the post, and with Dunkerton and a man, then we have a shorter player covering a shorter player.
Jenna Hill got a good look at a layup, but just didn't get it over the rim. The Raiders control the rebound, go the other way, and that was a pass that was going in no matter what.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Mason Wolf was looking for Tissue down low post, but the defense had it read perfectly, and there was 2 girls on her. This will be a steal going the other way.
That was the kind of pass where they said when you get it, I want you to pass it inside, but just got a reminder to look and make sure the inside's open.
Yep. Now they're still looking again. Yep.
The inside's a little bit more open now.
The 4-out, 1-in offense for the Raiders, and there is the inbounds pass. And Tissue had it for a second and stolen away. That's Jenna Banks, who's been active all night. Now she gets it to Wilson on the other end, and that left-handed layup's going to go. So lead back to 10 for Colo-Nesco. And we're going to get a sub at the next dead ball. It's going to be Allie Wheeler's first action of the game. Christian's trying to go around the double team. She gets it to Weepy on the wing, and Weepy hits another 3. There you go. When you let them fly, they go in. 25-18. Royals still on top, but some life here from the Raiders in the second half. This is Wilson in the corner. And Niemeyer with a good cut. Lost Weepy, but the layup's too strong. Van Langen with the rebound. Christians up ahead to Weepy.
Oh, Weepy.
Had maybe another look at a 3, but passes it up. Tissue had a seal for a second. Now it's gone. As the Raiders swing it around. Look to maybe get a post touch. Wolf on the wing. Back to Christians. Christians deep 3. In and out. Don't mind the shot, though, if you feel good about it.
Extended her range. Had a good look at it, but a little bit deeper than normally you see.
Banks goes through. Nice pass to Wilson. Short post. No good. Van Langen fights for the rebound with Niemeyer, and it's going to go off Van Langen. Royals ball. There's going to be a full timeout
by the Colo-Nesco Royals.
Colo-Nesco doesn't like what's going on. We'll see if they come out with some different defensive looks after this timeout. But a good start to the second half for the Raiders.
Yeah, a couple 3-pointers there by Morgan Weepy, so that's kind of fun. We're hopefully going to get it into Mallory Tissue when it's not a triple team, and then Mallory, we need her to be strong with the ball. Bailey Van Langen started the quarter, if you remember, with a couple of really nice looks, just aggressive.
Yeah.
And, lots of times when you're shooting, you know where the rebound's going to go, and she shot and got some rebounds.
And you loosen up the defense a little bit.
Loosen up the defense a little bit, you betcha.
Yeah, so 25-18. Royals on top. And it's the first timeout. Each team still has 4 timeouts left. Real quiet without the fans. I have headphones on. I can still hear Coach in the huddle down there making some points.
Yeah, you're hearing that on college basketball too, and pro football, where you can just you can hear lots of things when there's not as many people in.
All right, so it'll be Banks, Niemeyer, Wilson, Hill, and Volker. Same 5 that started the half for Colo-Nesco. It's Weepy, Wheeler, Tissue, Van Langen, and Christians for the Raiders. There's a good inbounds play, but a block by Tissue inside, controlled by the Raiders. Up ahead to Van Langen. Van Langen back to Christians. Top of the key. Swings it now. The corner is Weepy. Weepy could have been called for travel, but isn't.
I feel like in the, well.
And there they go. They got it.
Never mind.
So, give me one, take it away.
Jeez. I was going to say, I felt like I saw a couple possessions there that could have been traveled, and then the third one that was called.
So Volker now, she's going to drive left side to Wilson. Wilson steps into a 3 on the wing. It's no good. Good box out by Wheeler just into the game.
I didn't know Van Langen was quite the dribbler there, so get it to Bethany.
Christians.
Oh,
Ooh, Tissue had a look for Tissue.
Yeah, Tissue's getting a good seal there.
And that ball is tipped. It'll stay with the Raiders.
I think about that seal right there is Mallory's, it's just Mallory's being covered by only one player. If you could, get it when they can't get the double or triple.
Yep, well, and Colo-Nesco does a good job helping on the post. They know they're not a tall team. There's
they do.
not a lot of time to get to the post, so you got to be, when the window's there, you got to be quick with it. And then when Tissue gets it.
Yeah.
And Tissue didn't get out of the lane in
Yeah,
time.
I don't think she left the lane that whole, unfortunately, the whole possession. Like, she went to one side, but you got to get all your feet out of there.
And sometimes you can get away with that, getting close. And a lot of times the official will say something to you. So, just kind of pay attention, make sure you're moving. Colo-Nesco the other way. Wilson's got it. Short post to Banks. Banks with a 3 from the wing, and Banks is good. The second 3 from Banks tonight. 28-18 Royals. Bailey Van Langen in the corner. And back to Christians. Christians will swing it for Wheeler. We've got kind of a 2-post system. Christians drives, short post, off the glass, no good.
Oh, good look.
Yeah, great look all around the rim. Niemeyer with the rebound. Colo-Nesco pushing the other way. I believe that's Hill who gets it to Banks. Back to Jenna Hill, who's got it top of the key. Inside for Wilson. Back to Hill. Nice give and go. And Tissue just saw the ball go, put her hands down for just a second, and then the shot went up, and there was a little too much contact. That'll be the first on Tissue. First foul of the second half here with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Dunkerton trailing 18-28.
And Jenna Hill's first free throw, a little too strong. First missed free throw for Colo-Nesco tonight. And that's number 14, Peyton Riggle, into the game for Dunkerton. Out comes Allie Wheeler. Good solid minutes from her. Nice rebound or two. Second free throw on its way, and bobbing in the net. So 29-18, 152 here in the third quarter. Christians will bring it up. Van Langen on the wing, back to Christians. Christians, they're looking to get it inside the Tissue. The windows just aren't there against the zone. There's a nice bounce pass inside. Tissue goes up, a whole host of defenders. And that's the zone it's doing a great job of collapsing and suffocating. And I think the shot's got to be real quick or not at all. And they're going to get Niemeyer for a kind of legal screen on the handoff. That is her third foul. Unfortunately, it came 7 minutes into the third quarter, but still 3 fouls, and they'll sub her out. Riley Handsacker will come back in. And now you really got to take advantage, I think, as you get maybe even smaller inside for Colo-Nesco.
They're just really good at collapsing. We're having a trouble solving the mystery of how to utilize our size against this quick.
And it's just got to be quick.
Yeah, like somebody run to the high post, maybe do some shooting.
And Bailey Van Langen hits the 3. She was knocked down. Now I think they're going to call this after the shot on the rebound.
Yeah.
So the basket's going to count, and then possession is going to stay. That's exactly right. Yep. So it was not the act of shooting, but the act of rebounding where she got bumped, and that's maybe even better for the Raiders because now you've got the ball instead of one free throw.
Yeah, especially with the way we shoot free throws. Unfortunately, yeah.
So down just 8 here with a minute to play. The inbound goes to the wing, and a travel. Quick travel call in the corner goes against Tissue. Couldn't see it from here, but a little pivot foot exchange. And Banks will bring it up for the Royals. And Velker's got it. She'll step back, tries a 3 from the top of the key. No good, long rebound, and no one's going to touch it.
Mallory did I'm not going to get the ball. I'm just going to box out the person who's going to get the ball.
Huh?
Not always a big fan of that.
Whatever works. And Mason Wolf's going to come back into the game for Morgan Weepy. Morgan Weepy had a couple threes there at the start of second quarter. I'd like to see her make a few more. This could be a huge possession here for the Raiders. You make a basket here and you get a stop, and you're just down 5 or 6 going into the fourth quarter. Van Langen's got it, short post, good step through pass. Christian swings it. There's a long two, bottom of the net from Peyton Riggle, who just came into the game a few minutes ago. So 29-23, Raiders with some life. Stop here would be huge. Banks is trying to do it herself, and Bailey Van Langen's all over her. Volker gets it out, and Volker hits a big 3 to answer. 18 seconds, clock's running. Christian's going to bring it up. Now on the wing to Wolf. 10 seconds to play, and there's a bump from Jenna. Banks. And, not a horrible foul. If you're Colo-Nesco, that's only her first. It's only the team's third. And you disrupt any sort of flow, and you make them, go from a dead stop against the zone with 10 seconds. The inbound goes to Riggle. Now Van Langen. She tries to do something with it. She's stopped, but she'll shoot a turnaround from the elbow. That's no good. Rebound to Riggle from the elbow. She's short, but a couple of good looks there to end the quarter. Would have liked one of them to drop, but not quite the case. So 32-23, and every time the Raiders kind of, inch their way closer, there's a big shot on the other end for the Royals.
It does feel a little like we're running in sand tonight.
Yeah.
Just can't get over the hump. That, as good as that quarter started, like they scored the first 4 points, then we had the 2 3-pointers. Both teams scored 11 points in that quarter, and it felt like it was a roller coaster each time.
Well, and I think the positive side, if you're a Dunkerton Raider, is in the the first quarter and a half, it maybe felt like 1 step forward, 3 steps back. You were on the ropes the whole time, and now it's kind of blow for blow, punch for punch. At least staying even with them, and hopefully you can keep that momentum and get over the hump, and way better on the turnovers.
Yeah. Hey, for those of you following the mystery of the Iowa Conference scoreboard, that's going to be those are the teams in the Eastern or the Northern Division. Is what Don Bosco, Janesville, Dunkerton, Waterloo, Christian, Riceville, Capola, and Clarksville. So they're our side of the conference. All the other schools that are not listed, the Colo-Nescos, the Collings-Maxwells, the GMG, those schools are the western part.
And a really good motion play to start the fourth quarter for Colo-Nesco, and Niemeyer get an easy layup. So the lead goes to 11. Van Langen's going to drive. Elbow, she gets stopped. Back out to Riggle. Riggle to Christians, top of the key.
I want to see Bailey Van Langen keep driving and shoot.
Yep, Van Langen gets it inside, and there's an arm. That's going to be 4 on Niemeyer if it's on her.
I think it's got to be, doesn't it?
Yep, and there it is. So it's on Niemeyer. That's her 4th, and that's big because she's been a lot of the offense for Colo-Nesco and some pretty good defense, and she's been active on the glass. That was another thing in the third quarter, especially when she was out. You didn't see as many offensive rebounds for the Royals. And that's going to be another foul.
Yeah.
So they're picking them up in bunches, and part of that, almost a turnover, but you come to the ball a little bit. I think that was Bailey that did a great job of coming to the ball, and you draw some contact.
And it's working into my strategy of I think we play better when Bailey is mad.
Yep. 5 fouls now on the Royals. A good drive by Mason Wolf, and the little runner goes.
I like it.
Get into the lane. It's very nice.
I like it a lot. And she had Bailey looking for a rebound if she had missed it. We're a little confused about who we're covering now, but we got to figure it out. We're in a man, and everybody's got a player on.
They've run that handoff, give and go a couple of times, and when your man or woman gives up the ball, you can't turn your head and lose sight of them. So 36-25, Colo-Nesco. Christians tries a 3 from the top of the key, and she's got it. And I'd just like to see her take a few more of those.
A little step back, a little rhythm dribble, got some contact, step back. I love it. That was a big-time shot.
Oh, yeah. Wilson inside. Maybe had a shot there, but doesn't take it.
Oh,
Banks goes right through her. I think it's a good no call.
Okay, you're going to go with the no call. Oh.
And a timeout. I think the no call is I don't know if Bailey was quite set.
Yeah. I got
So-
the low verticality. I think she had the space.
but no call. Good defense either way. A
And then-
quick timeout for Colo-Nesco.
Colo-Nesco Banks she's on the ground gets a timeout called. So it's Dunkerton trailing by 8 here, 28-36. I think we're just about a minute into the fourth quarter. Need to put our run on now and cut into this. Be nice if we could cut into it by about 2 in the next couple minutes and keep working downward. We've got Niemeyer, their post player for Colo-Nesco, in foul trouble. 5 fouls this 6:31 in the left in the game.
Well, it'll be Colo-Nesco inbounding from underneath. They've had a couple good set plays. That one's going to be tipped off of Velker, but they're going to say she didn't control it, so no over and back. Wilson gets it inside. Shot goes over Weepy, and rebound controlled by Van Langen, who did a little tightrope, but didn't step out. Ahead to Mason Wolf.
Like Mason
She drives, and her shot's tipped away, but she sticks with it. Here's Tissue inside. She's no good.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a foul on Mason Wolf going for the rebound.
I like how Valerie's looking to get the shot up quickly there. I don't think she realizes, if she keeps the ball up, she could just pivot on that, and she doesn't have to be quite as quick.
And, not a bad foul there. Only 2 team fouls, and, if you're still losing at the end, you're going to need a few fouls. And good to make them on, aggressive plays, trying to, get the ball like that. So nothing hurts. 36-28. Colo-Nesco leads. They'll inbound it. This is Banks, covered by Christians. Christian tries to tip it away, and a little aggressiveness from the Raiders. That's what they need. Banks to Volker at the top of the key. Volker almost gets around Van Langen to corner. And they're going to get, I think, Tissue with a forearm.
Yeah. There's lots of, it's gotten dramatically more physical in the last minute, but.
Well, and that's one of those calls where, it didn't used to be, you used to be able to put a hand on, put a forearm into somebody, and now, as soon as it moves into them or the hand has pressure, it's automatically a foul.
Okay, need to get a little help here because we're getting pressed.
So it looks like maybe we're going to deny Bethany Christians the ball, for all 80 feet of the court.
Yeah.
Van Langen,
But you
a little
can't deny
elbow
Van
jumper,
Langen.
and Van Langen, who might be the best at offensive rebounding her own shot, gets it back and she scores.
All right. I mean, she's probably got 8 rebounds on her own shots tonight.
Banks
love
will
it.
bring it up.
It's
Only a
6-point
6-point lead. Velker in the corner. She'll get a screen.
Oh,
Hard
yeah,
screen.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
going the other way. So it's a real hard screen by Riley Handsacker.
And I'm laughing because I just feel like every physical play involves Van Langen.
Well, you got to have, a player. The Bulls don't win their championships without Dennis Rodman.
This is true. This is true.
Here's a
Weepy.
three.
Why
Weepy,
not?
a little short. Rebound by Wilson. She'll get it to Banks. 5 minutes to play here in the fourth.
6-point game still.
Banks spins in the layup. Almost lost control.
I was
Now
going to
it's
say, we needed
Velker on the wing. Van Langen all over her. Christians tipped it away. And he'll stay with the Royals.
Dunkerton's getting quicker and being a lot more aggressive. We're going to go with the small lineup now. Coach Turpin, I think he's getting after it. I think the girls, we don't know who we're covering. We got 2 girls covering. There we go.
A little scary there when somebody was
Yeah,
wide open,
yeah.
especially a scorer. But under control now. Banks now with the drive right side, and she's going to be fouled. They'll say she was going up. It's going to be Bailey Van Langen. And as soon as we went small, we're going back big
Yeah.
again.
I think we're going small on defense and big on offense.
All right, so situational subs. Free throws for Jenna Banks, who's a perfect 4 for 4 tonight. 5 for 5, and they've all been just the bottom of the net. That's just a lot of dedication, a lot of shots. In the off season.
She's the best free throw shooter I've seen since myself.
Wow. What about Jordan Bohannon?
Yeah, Jordan was pretty good. Jordan was pretty good as well.
Oh, and there you go.
Yeah, that's
the announcer jinx. Banks misses the second. 7-point lead for Colo-Nesco.
I tell you what, I thought Mason Wolf was going to travel there because she went to pass it, and defender moved in the way, but she kept her dribble. While I'm talking, Bailey Van Langen.
The Bailey Van Langen special.
Yeah.
Little 8-foot runner. Didn't quite get her own rebound, but forced it off Colo-Nesco. Here's a three for Mason Wolf, and she's got it.
Mason.
A huge three, and all of a sudden the lead is 4.
Wow, just hang around. Got a puncher's chance. Just hung around. Oh.
Yep, and there's a steal by Bailey Van Langen, and a little bit of a high elbow, got away with it. Raiders have it the other way.
All right, now. Here we go, Bailey. Get
Christian's
something.
going again.
Maybe a little contact.
There's a runner, and yep.
Yeah. That was hard to hide that one.
But you know what? The aggressive play is working. I like it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the 5th foul. 3rd on Bailey Van Langen, but at this point in the game, 3 fouls isn't the end of the world, and they're going small on defense.
And I do worry that Bailey can foul out within the next minute.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. A timeout, Colo-Nesco. They did just put Niemeyer, their center, back in the game with 4 fouls. Be interesting to see if the Raiders kind of attack her. So I talked about at the half that we're going to need some help for Bethany Christians, and she certainly got it. Just looking at the scores up there, Bailey Van Langen has 7, Weepy has 6, Wolf has 5. Riggle off the bench, who I don't think play in the first half, but she's got 2 points and a couple of good minutes. Tishy's added 2 herself.
And it was 32-23 at the end of the 3rd quarter, so Dunkerton scored 10 points and cut the lead in half. Cut the lead by 5.
So 4 minutes left. We'll see if Colo-Nesco looks to work some clock here. Banks brings it up.
And I don't want to foul Banks, but I like us being aggressive with every other player on their team.
Yep. Riggles guarding Wilson on the wing. And Van Langen with the steal. Jumped in front of Niemeyer. The Raiders go the other way.
She's gonna go. She's on double-double watch with points or rebounds and steals maybe.
Christians throws up a layup. It's no good, a little strong, but the rebound's going to go off of Colo-Nesco. And we're going to get.
I thought maybe there was going to be some contact on that.
I think Christians thought so as well, and maybe let it go a little sooner. Cause the layup to be a little wild. Tissue goes in for offense, a little bigger.
Bailey's open, cutting through.
And Wolf's got it in the corner. Drives hard left. Maybe could have turned the corner, but didn't. As Weepy runs into a wall. Now Wolf again. She's going to go right. That was real close to Niemeyer's 5th foul. Van Langen aggressive, and she's going to save the ball. I'm not quite sure how that was off of Colo-Nesco.
Are the refs going to?
Yep. I think maybe everyone in the gym except the official that made the call was.
I was fine with it being Dunkerton.
Oh, I was fine with it. I just didn't necessarily think it was perfect. I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a girl on the end of Dunkerton's bench that has hand sanitizer.
Yes.
That she gives them. That's a sweet gig. And Bailey Van Langen's going to get another steal. So they get the ball right back.
How about Mason Wolf on the baseline corner?
I like us to be aggressive here. Riggle's got it at the top of the key. Now Van Langen. She drives left, little spin move, in tight. Now she kicks it out. They're looking to get it back to Van Langen. She's got a big size advantage. She's going to turn the corner. That might be a little bit of a hook, using her body. And she scores through heavy traffic.
The hook in the arm.
And Bailey Van Langen taking this game over. 37-35 Colo-Nesco. It's a high pass. Niemeyer controls it. And she finds Wilson. That was high pass. Both Raider defenders went for it and left Wilson all alone on the baseline.
High risk, high reward. 4-point lead for Colo-Nesco with 2.5 minutes here.
Van Langen, right wing, that's where she likes to be. Weepy drives baseline. She's got a look, and that's going to be Niemeyer's 5th foul on the drive. So foul trouble didn't really exist in the first half. Picked up that second one kind of at the end, and hasn't played a lot in the second half, and there's her 5th. And that's the 7th team foul, so the rest of the way, Dunkerton shooting.
She finishes with 9 points. She had 7 in the first half, 1 3-pointer, and 2 in the second half. So down 4.
And that could be a big loss for Colo-Nesco, especially on the glass. Weepy hits the first of 2 big free throws. 3-point game.
It's amazing to think that we're only down 3 points.
Well, if we had made a couple more free throws early on.
Possibly 2.
Oh, and that one rolled around every part of the rim, but couldn't drop. It'll be Emma Wilson with the rebound. They'll go the other way. A little bit of pressure here from the Raiders.
We got to get Bailey Van Langen pressing people.
And a lot of time going across. They do get it over. Vocal inside.
Ooh.
Good pass. Maybe one more pass. Doesn't happen. Ball's loose.
I like
Christians runs it down. 2 minutes to play. 3-point lead for Colo-Nesco.
All right, let's see what we got. We got
Christians
Weepy.
to the top of the key. Weepy's got it. She gets a screen from Van Langen. Weepy, wide open path to the basket. An easy lay-in. 1 point game.
Easy layup?
Yeah, clear path.
Okay.
Banks ahead to Volker. Volker to the top of the key out to Banks. Banks takes a three, and she's got it. The top of the key, dead on, has been her spot. And a timeout for Colo-Nesco. Maybe set up some pressure. 15 points so far from Jenna Banks. And she's had at least 2 threes, maybe 3. And I think all of them have really come from the top of the key.
Yeah.
I mean, of her 15 points, at least 10 of them have been from straight on the basket.
All right, well, I don't know what, if you're looking for another like Weepy or Christian or Wolf cutting to the lane, crashing with Van Langen. Boy, who was it Weepy who did kind of the big man dribbled her down?
Yeah, I think so.
Play her down?
Weepy went baseline, got around her. Yeah, 4-point lead, a bit over a minute to play. You know, you don't need a 3. You just need a good look.
5 team fouls on Dunkerton, 7 on Colo-Nesco. Remember, they've shot. We don't want to foul Banks.
I mean, you want to foul right on the rebound if you're Dunkerton, just to get to 6 for sure. You don't need to worry about who it is, and then it's the next foul. You got to start thinking about who you're fouling.
And I look for us to go big on offense and continue and little. Looks like they might be doing some denying.
Yep, they're doing their face guarding Bethany Christians. Their goal right now is not to let her beat them. Van Langen will bring it up. He goes with the left hand, gets it to Wolf on the corner. Weepy gets a screen for her. Looks to turn the corner. It's not there. Picks up her dribble. She needs some help.
Call a timeout.
Needs a lot of help. Yeah, we could have called a timeout, but Van Langen's got it. She drives left. Good bounce pass to Weepy in the corner.
Good look. Oh,
no good, a little too long. Rebounds out to Jenna Hill.
Ooh, that would have been a good time to crash.
Jenna Banks, you might want to start thinking about a foul. Minute 7, Volker launches a 3. That's no good. Maybe a blessing there for the Raiders that they shot a 3. You know,
take a 3-pointer with
didn't need that. This is Mason Wolf all alone on the wing. She's too strong, but a rebound by Weepy. Her pass outside is tipped, stolen away by Wilson. And Van Langen went in, almost had a jump, but they're going to get her for a foul. It's going to be her 4th.
But she needed to commit that foul.
She's a little frustrated with that.
Yeah.
But good energy.
So down 4 with 51.3 seconds. We're going to have a timeout here.
And I like it. We've saved 4 of our timeouts so we can really be strategic here in the last minute.
Got lots of timeouts to work up.
So I'll give you a quick recap here. 42-38 in favor of Colo-Nesco. 7 fouls against the Royals, 6 against the Raiders. The possession arrow does favor the Raiders if they can get into a tie-up, maybe in this pressing situation. Just under a minute to play. On the court for the Raiders, we've got Bethany Christians. We've got Riggle, who's been going in kind of as your defense. They're playing a little smaller. And then Tissue's been coming in for offense. And then you've got Mason Wolf, Bailey Van Langen, and Morgan Weepy. Then for Colo-Nesco, Jenna Banks, who's been their leader tonight. And she's alongside Isabel Volker, who's their leading scorer coming in. She's got 8 tonight. She was the one who shot a quick 3 last possession. They've also got Hill and Wilson and Handsacker, who's in for the fouled out Niemeyer. It'll be Colo-Nesco inbounding in the backcourt here. Inbound goes to Volker. Volker gets around Van Langen. All the way to the basket. Wise to pull it out. Banks has got it at the top of the key. They can just play keep away. Volker now on the drive. She throws up a layup. No good. And Volker kind of helping out the Raiders here.
Yeah.
She's had some good looks, but, shots you didn't need to take. This is out to Riggle. Riggle's got a good look at a three. She's got it. Bottom of the net. 42-41.
All right, let's get a foul here.
Banks hits it in. 24 seconds to play.
Make Banks pass it.
They have not fouled yet. Let's see if they do. Van Langen has 4. She can't foul.
Foul now, foul now, foul now.
Wilson at the ball. They got to trap this in the corner. Banks in the corner. She gets away from it, and there's going to be the bump. It's going to go against Morgan Weepy. So that's the second foul on Weepy. It'll be 1-1, and this is who you didn't want at the line. Jenna Banks, who is 5 for 6 by my count from the free throw line.
Yeah.
The leads all scorers tonight. Another timeout taken. Maybe we're icing the shooter, setting up our play. But even if Jenna Banks hits both free throws here, only a 3-point deficit would remain for the Raiders.
Yeah. That's why you got to do it. Give yourself a shot. If she makes them both, you're going to dribble down and the best three-pointer that you can get. Otherwise, I like a cutting. If it's a 2-point game or less, I like a cutting Van Langen or Wolf. It's going to be a 1-on-1, so let's
first things first is get the ball.
Yeah, let's jinx her by telling everybody how great a free throw shooter she is.
5 of 6 so far. 15 points. Has been dead on from straight in front of the basket. First free throw on its way. And nails it.
Big free throw.
And I guess that was a sub based on how that free throw went. As we get Riggle out and Tissue in, maybe some extra rebounding. Size interesting. Maybe you'd want the extra 3-point shooter, if she had made it. Second free throw now from Banks. She's got that one as well. A 3-point lead for Colo-Nesco. Christians is being fronted the whole way. So Van Langen's going to bring it up. 10 to play. Raiders trail by 3. Van Langen kicks it to Wolf. Wolf gets a 3. That's too strong. And we got a quick jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor the Raiders. Just under 2 seconds. It's going to have to be a real quick shot. Probably not enough time for dribble. And we are getting our timeouts used. It's a good thing we didn't call any earlier because we're running out. So 44-41, Colo-Nesco. 1.7 on the clock. Both teams in the bonus. Now, if you're the Royals, do you think about fouling? Up 3 here.
Yeah.
I think if you can foul on the catch, you want to make sure they're not shooting. You don't want to give them 3 free throws. But, yeah, certainly if you can put them in a 1-and-1 with 2 free throws with no time left, you take that.
Yeah, I think you try to get you're just covering the 3-pointer, so I take the woman off the ball and just guard the arc and be ready to foul on the catch. But Dunkerton hasn't shot free throws, and that would be the kind of thing where a missed second free throw might be tapped in too.
Yep. Well, so if you're the Raiders, are you trying to draw this up for Bethany Christians, who's kind of your 3-point specialist, or are you worried about the attention that they're going to give her?
I feel like there's a lot of attention on Bethany. 1.7 seconds, you don't have lots of options. I don't know if you can get it over the top and maybe get some action where you're moving with the double screen. You got Rigel, too, who's might not get all the attention in the world.
All right, so Dunkerton's going to take it out.
Bethany Christian is your trigger person, so she's not going to get the shot.
Now she's inbounding. We'll see. It looks like it's Mason Wolf who's running through. Catches long 3.
I like it.
Ooh, it was a good look, a little deep, but a nice play drawn up. You took Bethany Christian and put her inbounding, maybe confuse the defense, and a real great second half for the Raiders, even though they fall short here.
Very nice second half. I don't know. I thought that was a good look for Mason, all things considered, with 1.7 catch and shoot.
Yep, so. And a great fight out of the Raiders. They were down big early, and they were down at half, and they battled back, and they just kept getting closer and closer. Couldn't quite close it, but encouraging progress for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and we'll see some more stuff. We'll see. We improved from the first quarter to third for sure. So
Yeah, so 3-point loss for the Raiders. We'll go through some scoring stats here. So Bethany Christian, she finished with 11. Mason Wolf finished with 5. Bailey Van Langen had 9. Tissue had 2. Morgan Weepy came alive in the second half. She had 9. And Riggle had 5 off the bench. On the other side for Colo-Nesco, they were led by Banks, who had 17. Niemeyer, despite playing in a lot of foul trouble, managed to end up with 9 points. Velker, their leading scorer coming in, she finished with just 6. Hill had 5 points, and Wilson had 6. So a lot of spread out scoring for both teams. First win of the season for Colo-Nesco. And really, I think if the Raiders didn't get into such a big hole early, a real different ball game. And, a lot of credit to Colo-Nesco. They did a great job with different defensive looks. A lot of steals, forced some turnovers early on. And they held them off at the end.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. And it was a real good collapsing Colo-Nesco defense, undersized, but clearly knew how to defend the big. So on to the boys' game.
And the playlist has changed. We've gone from the uplifting rap to Rick Astley, I believe.
Yeah, he's never gonna give you up. And what was the first song? It was just a small town girl.
Oh,
living in.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah. So, that's probably the difference between Coach Turpin and Coach Kuntz. Nothing was surprising. Kuntz is a little older than Turpin, so he's going to go in the Wayback Machine. Anyway, I can pull up. I can give you some stats. I might run down and go to the bathroom.
All right.
I don't think we've printed out boys' stats, so.
Well, that's all right. I imagine I can
make stuff up.
Yeah, look stuff up. Maybe find a roster. Sure, here we go. So I'll go through us. Looks like the boys have played one. This is Bon Jovi. I can't think of the name, but I'm sure I'll hear the chorus and it'll come to me. I believe off of the Slippery When Wet album.
Oh, it's like being at. What's that music called?
Rock of Ages.
Rock of
yeah.
Ages, yeah.
Little blast from the 80s.
Now, all we're missing is the teased out hair, and I don't know what boys did in the 80s. Living on a Prayer.
There you go. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. So it looks like both boys teams have played one game, and both teams have lost. So let's go through the roster. Start with Colo-Nesco. Number 0, Kenny Cutler, junior guard, 5'10". Andrew Grover, number 2, also a junior, also a guard, stands an inch shorter at 5'9". Caleb Gray, just a sophomore, wears number 4, guard, 5'7". Sam McKinney is a junior.
This is going to be stats for last year for Dunkerton, and then this is going to be Colo-Nesco stats from this year.
All right.
So
sounds good. Sam McKinney Jr., 5'11" forward, number 10. Braden Carroll is a junior. Number 12, Bee Gees, staying alive. The playlist just keeps getting better. Bradley Thomas is a junior, wears number 14, 5'11" guard. Now, we've got printed on here that the Braden Carroll's 6'10". I think that might be a typo as I look out, and I don't think anyone's 6'10". I don't think anyone's taller than good superintendent, Dr. Cronin, who stands about 6'4". But I got a weird angle. Ephraim Muntz, junior, 5'10" guard, number 20. Nolan Smith is a sophomore, 5'11" guard, number 22. Number 24 is Lucas Frowen, freshman, 6'1" forward. Spencer Hansen is a sophomore, wears number 30. Shares number 30, actually, with Nathan Oler. They're both forwards. Hansen stands at 5'10", Oler at 5'11". Tanner Ingles, number 32, he's a senior, 6'2" forward. Trevor Berg is a senior, 34, 5'11" guard. Ryan Wonders, the tallest player on the roster, he's tied with Parker Ryan. Both of them centers stand at 6'3". Wonders is 40, Parker Ryan 44. And around at the roster, number 42, Andrew Tashantz Jr., forward at 5'11". Oh, well, go through the Dunkerton Raiders roster just to give you a rundown before I get into some stats. So it looks like Dunkerton lost to Edgewood Colesburg 44-52. This is just their second game. And Colo-Nesco lost to Collins Maxwell 53-56, so a couple of close games. For the Dunkerton Raiders, you got Jake Kennedy back, a senior, number 4, forward, 6'1". Carter Michaels, a senior, number 12, 5'7" guard. Jaden Downs, a sophomore, 5'8" guard, number 14. Number 20, Riley Molds, senior, 5'10" guard. Number 22, Preston Gillespie, a sophomore, 6'2" guard. Remember him from last year. I also remember Casey Gardner, who's a sophomore. Number 24, he's a guard, stands 5'9". Braden Van Langen, we just had his older sister, maybe, or cousin, or some relation. Number 30, he's a forward at 6 foot tall. Caden Behrens is a junior, forward, 6'1", wears number 32. Oliver Fetkether, a sophomore, younger brother, I presume, of Lily Fetkether, a alumni of the women's team. Oliver wears number 34. He's 5'11", starts at guard. Gabe Heidemann, he's the senior forward, 5'11", number 40. Lane Bonner, number 42, senior, 5'11". And Kyler Rich, 6'5", tallest player on either team, number 44, forward. So the stats that I have for Colo-Nesco's one game, Tanner Ingle led the way in scoring. He had 20 points on 53.3% from the field. Lucas Frauen, freshman, had 16 points on 54% shooting and 100% from the free throw line. Kenny Cutler added 9 points of his own on 33% shooting, but also 33% from three. I'm going to assume he went 3 of 9 from three, and that's all he did. So 3-point specialist to keep your eye on. Lucas Frauen had 11 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive glass as a freshman. Ingle added 4 rebounds. Bradley Thomas had 4. In terms of assists, Kenny Cutler had 8. Muntz had 4, and Bradley Thomas had 2. Those are the few stats we have. Now, from last year, we'll take a look at some of the returners. So, Jake Kennedy back for his senior season. He averaged 10.3 last season to lead the Raiders. Casey Gardner also back, second leading scorer at 8.3. Excuse me. Riley Tissue's gone, and his 6.3 points per game go with him, as is Jacob Brandt and his 5.5. Brody Riggle also gone at 5.2 a game. Kyler Rich is back, though his 4.4 points come with him, and so is Preston Gillespie. Looks to make a jump in his sophomore season. Caden Behrens also comes back, as well as Braden Van Langen. We'll look at some percentages from last year. The highest returning field goal percentage is Kyler Rich, 40%. Jake Kennedy shot close to 40. Gillespie just underneath that at 38. A lot of good scoring coming back for the Raiders. In terms of 3-point percentage, you get back Casey Gardner at 32%, Gillespie at 28.5%. Matt Wheeler's gone at 27, but Kyler Rich was also at 27, and he's back. Jake Kennedy at 26, he's back as well. In terms of free throw percentage, you lose your far and away best shooter, Jacob Brandt, at the line. And then your second best, Riley Tissue, but Kyler Rich did a good job, 60.7% from the line. He's the best free throw shooter they've got coming back. So maybe the same as the women's team, where look to do a little better with our free throw percentages. So as far as Dunkerton as a team last year, they scored, let's see if I can pull up. They shot 55% from the field as a team. They scored 48 points per game. They grabbed 30 rebounds, 9 of those offensive. They had 12 assists, 17 turnovers, 8 steals, and 3 blocks per game. So, about 4.5 minutes left in between games here.
All right,
I'm gonna let you talk, and I'm gonna try and find my water.
Okay. I grabbed one, so it's possible this is yours.
Nice.
So, just an update on the mixtape situation for the boys. It came out to Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, and switched to Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Ashley. And they got to September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ooh.
I think there might have been a Jackson 5 in there too.
Okay.
And now we're building castles in the sky.
I believe this was featured in an Austin Powers movie.
Okay.
Dr. Evil, I think, sings this with Mini-Me.
Okay. All right. Grover Washington Jr. I'm not sure who that is, but you know, one-hit wonder. So the boys put this together, and Coach Koontz is pretty excited that his mixtape is already better than Mr. Turpin's. So Coach Turpin, so that's something. Keys to the game, real quick. The 30 seconds key to the game from Coach Koontz is not play nervous, just play loose, and then don't rush things. Let the game come to you. There was a little bit of maybe Colo-Nesco shut their bigs down inside. So that's what we got. We got 2.5 minutes here until the start of the game. Did we decide if Colo-Nesco has won or lost this year? In their first games?
Both teams are 0-1 coming in. Colo-Nesco went over this earlier. We'll do it again. Lost to Collins Maxwell by 3 points. And it looks like Dunkerton lost to Edgewood Colesburg by about 6 or 8. We've got Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas.
Oh, are you? Yeah, I got to get the headphones off. Kansas, Dust in the Wind. A little bit more of a Dust in the Wind fan.
Okay.
But, Carry On My Wayward Son.
But Carry On My Wayward Son probably more of a pump up.
Yeah.
So, do we have starting lineups at all, or is it we have to?
Oh no, we're just guessing.
Well, I'll take my guess here. So I'm Jake Kennedy. I would assume would be starting. I imagine Kyler Rich will join him.
So far, so good. I like it. I like where it's going.
I'm gonna say that. How about Preston Gillespie? Also out there, maybe Casey Gardner. And then maybe you've got Caden Behrens to round out your top 5.
That all sounds good.
Well, we'll see how they go. A slightly different style for the boys' uniforms. They've got kind of bold red stripe down the side.
Well, there's Sweet Caroline.
It's not quite the, Rise hype playlist, but I'm not going to complain. This is more of like a, between the doubleheader of a baseball game, late summer night, just kind of relaxed. But, that works fine for a basketball game as well. So, based on who's taken off their jerseys down there, I think I might have nailed the starting lineup. It looks like Gardner along with Gillespie, Casey Gardner, then Caden Behrens and Kyler Rich. So I went 5 for 5, just based on some intuition, some stats, and last year. On the other side, looks like it's going to be Kenny Cutler And he'll be in the backcourt alongside Ephraim Muntz. He'll be joined by Lucas Frauen, Tanner Engel, and perhaps Trevor Berg. So we'll do starting lineups. The all whites, like I said, the big red stripe down the side. Black numbers for the Dunkerton Raiders. The exact same blue uniforms for Colo-Nesco with the kind of arrow down the side. Now the Dunkerton boys do have somebody at the end of their tunnel, so maybe we'll see a little more excitement to go out there. I always liked when they did, one team's like player and then the other team kind of thing.
So they can meet out at half court.
Yeah, I mean probably social distancing.
Probably.
I mean they'll probably be guarding each other, but nonetheless. So is this maybe like it's not quite it might be the Bulls intro.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's the Bulls walkout. I like that. Very classic. So nothing too crazy at the end of the tunnel yet, just some high fives. But that's all right. A little more variety on the shoe choices so far. Got a couple whites, a couple blues, and then kind of a neon pink and green and black on Colo-Nesco's starting lineup. So far we've got 2 black pairs, a red pair, and a Tar Heel blue pair. And Kyler Rich's white shoes will kind of round out the bunch. And no national anthem because we did it for the girls' game. We'll get right into it. Same officiating crew, looks like.
Yeah, it should be.
All right. We will be on the lookout for some early travels.
Well, that was always what I thought when you played. Like, watch the sophomore game and get a feel for what the refs do.
Yep.
And,
yeah, if you're you're playing in a tournament, watch the game before you. Because certain refs are going to call different things. I, as an official, always like offensive fouls. Keep my eye out for that, moving screens. Dunkerton will control the tip. So around, this is Gardner in the corner for 3, and he's got it. Or Kennedy, excuse me. Jake Kennedy, the first bucket of the game. It's a 3-pointer.
Nice little in and out action with Barons there. Kind of get a couple touches for everybody before you jack the wide open 3.
Yep. Cutler got a switch, and he's got the 6'5" Kyler Rich on him. Probably a mismatch, but Rich so far stayed in front of him. They'll set another screen, and they'll switch back. And Cutler holding the ball an awful lot. Now his swing pass for Berg. Berg drives baseline. That ball is tipped by Gillespie, and the rebound by Rich. Gardner the other way. Up to Kennedy. Kennedy up to Gardner. Gardner with a spin move in the lane. He gets into some trouble, but bailed out with a foul. Wow. They're going to call that on the shot, and I think Gardner started to go for a shot, realized he was in trouble, and moved to pass.
And the pass was a great pass. I don't know how it
yeah, it is a wonderful, and the tough call, but the ref's going to give him 2 free throws.
I think you could maybe argue that.
First one's a little short, so maybe the ball doesn't lie.
Oh.
And the free throw woes for the Raiders continue into the boys' game. But the second one hits the bottom of the net, so we're off to a better start.
Yeah, I feel good if Gardner's going to get a few more free throws.
And the ref lost his whistle there. So that's a little stoppage in play.
Let's Dunkerton set up their 3/4 court.
I think maybe he broke it. He's got it figured out. 4-0. Raiders early on. You got a 2-2-1 action here. Looks like you're trapping maybe the first or second pass. You get it up. You're going to break it nice and slow.
It's kind of a...
Muntz gets it ahead. Big swing pass up to Engel. Engel over to Berg. Back to Engel. And Cutler will set up the offense, top of the key.
Huh. So
maybe it's like a 2-3, but somebody goes out on the ball.
Yeah. A little bit of an amoeba.
Swing it to Muntz. Now they get it inside, and that's going to go on Kyler Rich. That's a tough Tough
like
call,
that.
trying to work around on the inside.
Yeah, I think this is going to be Kyler's taller. He's just real active.
And you like seeing somebody get around, but with his size advantage, he might be
Yeah.
able to just kind of sit behind and wall up. Here's a drive and kick. Almost threw it away, but Cutler can control it. Look, and it looks like they want to post up inside. A swing pass. There's a three, and it banks in. I don't think he meant to bank it. Hit high off the glass. And a quick travel. We warned you to watch out for those. Quick travel goes against Gardner. So that was Trevor Berg that banked in the three high off the glass, and Colo-Nesco is going to take over.
And I don't think we can ignore the fact that Berg is rocking a midway mullet there.
Yep. Cutler tries to get it inside. Almost lost the handle, but Fowler gets it. He passes, and a nice almost rebound. Rich got control of the ball, and I guess they're going to give it to Dunkerton. Maybe because they didn't call the over the back.
Possibly.
That's kind of, you say, oh, I won't call that because I think he's got the rebound, and then, oh, well, he doesn't have it. Well, we'll give him the ball. And pressure here from Colo-Nesco. Gardner, a long pass, and it's going to be a travel. Yep. He's really making sure you dribble before you get going tonight. They've been all over the travel, so 2 back-to-back turnovers, and it stays with the Raiders.
That must be a point of emphasis this year.
They were working on that in the off-season meetings.
We're coming out of the COVID shutdown with emphasis on 2 steps only.
Yep, Kyler Rich for a 3. Top of the key, and he's got it. You maybe want your 6'5" center a little closer to the basket, but he puts that one home.
Not anymore.
You know, it's a different ball game. Center's got to be able to shoot from everywhere.
Okay, so does Zero have his shorts on inside out?
He's just got him rolled down.
No, I think there's a tag there. Gillespie?
Well, yeah, he's got the tag rolled on. Gillespie takes it strong, no good, fights for his own rebound. He loses it, and Muntz will control it. They'll go the other way.
Okay.
Muntz swings it. Swing again. Here's Berg. He hit that 3 earlier. He'll get it to Cutler, who's rolled his waistband down, and that's why his tag's out. His shorts are probably a little too long.
Oh, okay. I suppose they wouldn't put the logos on the inside. There's another 3 for Berg.
Muntz, and he's another 3. They haven't looked particularly good, but he's not afraid to shoot them. There's a great pass ahead and a good pump fake, and that's up and in for Caden Behrens. Ran the floor well, made a nice catch.
Nice little shot fake, let the defenders just fly by.
And here's a timeout for Colo-Nesco.
9-3 with 5 minutes. Refs are very consistent with the early travel call, so that's good to see. Dunkerton's doing a little bit more shooting than holding the ball, so that's going well. So far we've got 2 3-pointers. Kennedy's got a 3 and Rich has a 3. Free throw for Gardner and the 2-point basket there for Behrens. And the lone 3-pointer was the bank shot from Berg for Colo-Nesco.
So a more balanced scoring attack early on for the Dunkerton boys. They look good so far. A little bit of pressure by both teams. We haven't seen quite the turnovers we saw in the first game, but the travel's still there. We'll see if maybe Colo-Nesco decides to take off the pressure after a nice easy basket for the Raiders last time. 1 foul apiece for both teams. We'll come out of this timeout. We've got Bradley Thomas into the game for Colo-Nesco. He went in for Berg. Maybe we didn't like Berg taking those 3s. And Cutler will bring it up. Gets it to the elbow. They're going to double team that. Good double. A nice step through. Cutler takes a 3 from the wing, and he's got it. Kennedy was just a little late with his hand, and the pressure is actually ramped up by Colo-Nesco. So Dunkerton will break it easy, and Gardner will just kind of walk it up. Gets a screen from Rich. Nothing there. They'll reset. Rich at the elbow. Over to Behrens. Behrens to Gardner. Gardner tries to get inside to Rich, just a little too tall. Rich couldn't handle it. Colo-Nesco the other way. Muntz gets it over to Engel. Engel now to the side. On top of the key, it's Cutler. He'll get it to the wing, out of the elbow extended. And here's a drive with the left hand. and he's fouled. They're going to say it's on the floor, though. Strong left-handed take. That's going to go on Kyler Rich, his second, only 4 minutes in the game, so that's not a great start for the tallest player on the court. Tough call, but that'll mean that Gabe Heidemann sees his first action of the night. And 2-3 for the Raiders off the inbounds. Cutler in the corner for the three, got the screen seal. It's a classic play. You have the inbounder get a screen and flash out. And here's a pass ahead, and that's going to be a foul. Suggested in the game, Gabe Heidemann runs the floor well. They found him, and he doesn't get the basket, but a foul. So it'll be the second foul on Tanner Ingles. So 4 fouls on 2 players so far.
That was a nice run the court, and was that Gardner who found Heidemann?
Yeah, I believe it was. Heidemann puts in his first free throw. And with 2 fouls in the first quarter, Tanner Ingles is going to come out of the game. They're going to get Parker Ryan in. Second free throw here for Heidemann. A little too strong, but gets a friendly roll.
Shooter's touch, it's 11-6.
A little pressure here from the Raiders. There's a trap, but Colo-Nesco breaks it. But on the secondary break, they throw it away. Gillespie's got it. He's going the other way. A lot of blue jerseys in front.
I was going to say 1-on-4.
The Raiders pull it out.
Excited to see how...
There's a screen. Barons maybe needs to come set a little longer. Jake Kennedy from the corner. He's no good. Long rebound. And it's going to go out of bounds before anyone can get to it. Colo-Nesco basketball. And Cutler will take the inbounds here. They've got kind of a box set up too high at the elbow, and they get it to the elbow. And he turns, looks to work to the basket. Good help by Gillespie, but that was Lucas Frauen, who just kind of went over 2 defenders. Here's a wild pass. Cutler almost had it, but couldn't control it before it went out of bounds.
We need Gillespie to come toward the ball on those.
If you're going to make a long pass, you got to come to it, you meet it, and maybe you even get a foul.
Yep.
Trevor Berg will come back in and replace Muntz for the Royals. So Gardner to Gillespie on the wing. Barons gets a screen. It's not there. Kennedy, it seems like he's just going to kind of spot up in the corner. Nice drive there, though, and he puts in a little runner. 13-8 Raiders. Cutler brings it up for the Royals. He'll swing it to the top of the key. A little drive and a backdoor cut and a nice one. Gillespie over for the block. Wow. He was on the line, yep. Almost got away with it. But it'll stay with Colo-Nesco.
That was real athletic to block the shot and have the presence of mind to grab it. I didn't think he was out of bounds the whole time, but
yeah, Gillespie's
shoes.
Yeah. They really stick out on the red baseline. Gillespie's had real good help defense. He didn't quite get there in time last play. And there's a steal by Caden Barons getting around the post. He's going the other way. He's going to take it all the way, and it's a block and the foul. So Berg tried to get set. It looked like he kind of had to lean sideways. Maybe wasn't quite set, and he gets the foul. And coach is not real pleased with that out of Colo-Nesco. And the referee's going to explain to him that he was turning and not set. And
I don't disagree with the call. I was just worried that
and the scorer's table has no idea what's going on.
I thought they were going to call a charge. And now
they're trying to figure out if the ball went in the basket. And I don't think the refs know.
Okay.
Because
I love to ask the players. Yeah, but Gillespie's trying to help them out. Was the basket good?
And they're asking. They're asking them. Yeah. He was so focused on making the block call, which is really a tough call. But he was so focused on that he didn't check the basket, and that's got to be one of his buddies that's telling him, and they weren't either.
And if you notice, Mr. Gillespie there for the Raiders was kind of behind him doing just a very quietly little 2 fingers, like, if you ask me, I'll help you out. That makes it 16-8.
That Caden Barons hits the free throw, completes a 3-point play. Pressure by the Raiders. And get it out in front. Colo-Nesco breaks the press. They look to get it inside. It's not there. Cutler at the top. He'll swing it over now. Back to the corner. Two Raiders out on him. Gillespie will leave. And Jake Kennedy's going to get a foul being a little aggressive.
I unfortunately, Jake had him in the corner and he was trapped. And I think, boy, I think I would have been curious to see where the ball was going to go that time.
So Ryan Wonders is going to get his first action for Colo-Nesco. And it looks like Muntz will go back in there with him. And Bradley Thomas. So 16-8, Raiders. Muntz swings it to Wonders.
Gillespie's going to jump a passing lane. Heidemann doesn't know the ball's on the ground.
Berg's having some trouble. Colo-Nesco looks a little flustered on this possession. Berg looks like he should be playing about offensive guard. And Gillespie with another block. That's 3 for him so far in this first quarter.
Just don't crowd him. Just stay right there, stay right there, stay right there, stay right there.
And a lot of energy out of the Raiders. They get the 5-second call. That was a great defensive possession. They were flying around. They were aggressive, and they didn't foul.
Yeah, what I liked was Preston just stayed down. Preston Gillespie just stayed down and didn't commit a foul.
Some pressure. That's a travel. Yep. Not getting away with that in this game.
Yeah.
They tried to step through the double team and then get the pass off. And
that might work in a summer AAU circuit.
Yeah.
But it's not working tonight in Dunkerton, Iowa, with the Iowa Star North.
No, so Colo-Nesco takes over, down 8. Minute 40 to play in the first quarter.
Oh, still first quarter. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a lot of excitement. So Royals have it. It's in the corner. This will be a short post. Turn. Fader gets the back iron and drops. That's 2 points for Frauen. More pressure from Colo-Nesco. 1-2-1. There's a trap. Gillespie gets it, swings it up.
Ooh.
Almost a travel. Almost a charge. And the ball just ends up with Jake Kennedy in the corner. His 3 is too long, though. I think maybe he's surprised that he had the ball that wide open.
That was a rough possession.
Yeah.
I thought you could have maybe called a travel when we got the ball cars half court. Then I thought you could call a foul on the baseline. And then I think Kennedy was surprised he had the ball, shot it a little hard, and then we just couldn't corral in the rebound.
So we'll get a couple of younger brothers in the game with Braden Van Langen and Oliver Fetkether. Their first action for the Raiders. Top of the key for Colo-Nesco. Muntz has it. He's going to dribble right. There's a flash high for Frauen. Swings it. They're looking to get it inside. Nicely stepped in front and stolen away by Fetkether. Gardner the other way. And a nice big dribble. And he gets in for a layup.
What are we calling that? It's not a Euro step?
It's like a gather dribble.
Little help, give him a little help.
Gillespie's had some great help defense, and there's a wide open 3, too long, but an offensive rebound. Nobody boxed out Bradley Thomas because he was so wide open.
Ooh.
Here's a layup. Gillespie trying to get another block, and he just got too much of the body there. He turned into him just a little bit.
I thought we might see a travel before we got the foul there. So with 8.8 seconds left, Dunkerton's leading 18-8 here in the first quarter. And Colo-Nesco is going to send Muntz to the line for 2.
So 4 fouls against the Raiders, 3 against Colo-Nesco. First free throw's no good. Cutler's going to come back for the last 9 seconds of this quarter. He'll replace Bradley Thomas. Second free throw here for Ephraim Muntz. And he's got that one. And looks like he's going to get subbed out for Parker Ryan. A little more height, 10.5. 1-2-1-1 pressure. Raiders get it in bounds. Gardner's got it. He tries to split. He's got it ahead. They've got numbers. Gillespie's going to take a 3. And he's got it as time expires. A 3 for Gillespie. So 21-11. The Raiders, they're fired up. They take a 10-point lead into the end of the first quarter.
So, yeah, Preston just caught that in rhythm, got the shot up. Looked like he was waiting for that the whole time. I thought maybe he shot it too early, but he maybe had one dribble, but when you're wide open and you're catching it in rhythm, just get the shot up. So that was a big three-pointer to end the half. We've got Dunkerton led in scoring by Gardner with 6. Kennedy has 5. Rich has 3, but he has 2 early fouls. Barron has 2. Heidemann has 2. Oh, and Gillespie has 3. Colo-Nesco has 3 from Cutler. 1 from Muntz, 4 from Frowine, and 3 that beginning of the game bank 3-pointer for Berg.
Yeah, so a good start, and a couple times now the Raiders have gotten good looks, easy buckets after breaking the pressure of Colo-Nesco. You saw a lot of pressure in the girls' game. We've seen a lot of pressure early, up front trying to trap, but maybe they'll back off if they keep getting these easy baskets. So for the Raiders, we're going to see a few new faces. Carter Michaels out there, and he's alongside Oliver Fetkether, along with Braden Van Langen. They were out there to close the quarter, along with Gillespie. And then we've got
Heidemann?
Ooh, Heideman's out there. Sure, Gabe Heidemann. Cutler for the Royals to Berg. Berg tries to get it back to Cutler. It's not there. He'll throw it to the top of the key. Now here's a home run pass and just a little too far. Lucas Frauen, he was looking for Tanner Engel, who's in there with 2 fouls. The pass is just a little long, so the pressure stays on. It's still that 1-2, and there's a quick trap and a quick foul. That's going to go against Muntz. Going to be his first, team 4th. So they're not slowing down the pressure, and they're trapping really immediately when they can. Raiders look to break. Gillespie's got it in the backcourt. He'll dribble through 2 defenders. Up ahead. Now he gets it back. Gillespie at the top of the key. They'll set up the offense. Over to Michaels. Michaels looks for Cutters, not there. Top of the key. Over to Gillespie. Gillespie drives. He's got contact all over him. And he'll draw the foul. Almost got the bucket to go down. There was almost a charge drawn by Muntz there, but I think when you've got one defender kind of riding the guy down, I think if that defender lets him go, it looks more like a charge.
I will take the foul, and I'll take the free throw.
Gillespie hits the first of 2. Give him 4 points on the game.
It was like we cleared out the side there for Preston. That looked really nice.
Yeah, and I think that guy is going to have trouble staying in front of him. Second free throw is no good. Cutler's got it going the other way. To Muntz, back to Cutler. Cutler swings it. Berg's got it. He looks to drive. He gets kind of stuck here, but he gets it out to Muntz.
Coach Kuntz is really working the defensive pressure on the sideline there.
Yep, great defense. Gillespie looked to trap, but didn't have a teammate, and that ball just looked like it went through the hands there of Frauen, and the Raiders get it back.
I think Coach Kuntz is burning about 5,000 calories tonight. he's working hard on the sideline there.
Caden Behrens is going to come back in for Gabe Hyde. He's got to be careful. He's got 2 early fouls. He doesn't want to get a third. Here's a screen on the wing, and there's a nice look at a 3. Maybe hesitated a little bit before shooting that out of rhythm.
It's tough. It was a good look. It was just a tough because he had dribbled and then he had paused.
Yep. Kind of out of balance. That was Fetkether who missed that. Colo-Nesco will set it up. Cutler's at the top of the key over to Muntz. He's trying to get it inside. And it's going to be on Gillespie. He was fighting for position down low with Frauen. And it's a tough call, but, as a referee, you want to clean up that post play early so it doesn't get, too violent.
And the post play, they're doing a good job of, Colo-Nesco's doing a good job of posting up. And Dunkerton's doing a lot of arms and bodies. If they could just create a little space, they wouldn't be able to get the lob over. I think they just need to work on the fronting and not engage the upper body or the arms. Just try to round them in space.
So Muntz had a high arcing 3 that was no good. It was rebounded by Carter Michaels, who takes a 3 of his own that's no good on the other end. But that's rebounded up and in for Braden Van Langen. Just kind of the right place at the right time there.
And I like Van Langen. He caught it, didn't have a lot of time to think, just got the shot up. There we go, Michaels.
Michaels has got a steal. He's going the other way. It's 2-on-2, and he gets it to Behrens, who is trailing. And Behrens is going to get an and 1. Has a good job. Don't give up on the fast break just because he gets stopped. Behrens did a good job of filling the lane. And a great pass.
We had kind of a secondary break there, and then we had a tertiary break. So it was is that Frowine with the foul?
Yep. Frauen's going to get the foul. His first, team 5th. Team sixth.
I was just slightly nervous that Barron's had gotten it a little too high and maybe had taken an extra step.
It's close. It's tough. Usually you're kind of allowed that extra step or half step, especially on a layup, kind of fast break. But you never know. Tonight they're calling it a little strict. But a good sign that the Raiders are pushing the lead without their big guy Kyler Rich, who's in foul trouble.
I feel like obviously we need Kyler, but him getting in foul trouble is kind of giving some other guys opportunities, and they've looked pretty good.
The Raiders have looked good. They've continued to break that press. They haven't panicked, and the defensive intensity. It isn't quite every possession, but it's most of them. Yeah. They're up in the face. They're up in the passing lanes. There's great help defense, and they're excited. They're excited to play defense, and that's what you're really excited about.
Well, and Coach Kuntz is super active on the sidelines.
Yep.
First of all, put together a mixtape that was clearly better than Turpin's, and just the energy that he expends on the sideline, the clapping.
Yep.
And did you see him crouch down in the defensive position? That's tremendous effort there.
Yeah, he's certainly behind his guys. So Caden Barron's going to have one more free throw here. See if he can push the lead to 16. He can't. A rebound is tipped around but controlled by Bradley Thomas. Colo-Nesco goes the other way. It's Muntz to Thomas. Thomas trying to get it back to Muntz. He does. He's guarded by Michaels. Michaels all the way out at the half-court line. Now it's Cutler. Now Cutler picks up his dribble. He's in a little bit of trouble. And Kuntz is up again on the bench.
Yeah.
Cutler over on the wing to Thomas. Thomas looked for the back cut. And a good hand there by Fetkether, but I think if he had just let it go, I don't know if there's anyone there to catch it because there was a back cut, but the pass went to the wing. Now Cutler will take the inbounds. He's guarded by Gardner.
I predict that Jack Kennedy's the next big to get a foul called on him.
And now it's...
Maybe not, hopefully not.
Here's Gardner with a steal. He's got a fast break and a little bit of contact, and he can't quite get the layup to go.
But he made sure he had the contact.
Yep, Ryan Wonders was with him the whole way, and you could tell he wasn't going to give him a free layup, and he'll get called for the foul. 7 fouls, and we've got still over 5 minutes in the second quarter, so a lot of free throws for Dunkerton if they play this right.
I'm going to keep my eye on how long Coach Kuntz stays seated in the possession.
All right. Gardner's first free throw rattles in and out. So 15-point lead still for Dunkerton. Second one's too strong. Another rebound by Bradley Thomas. 26-11. Pass ahead to the corner. And it's going to be a travel against Muntz.
All right, we made it 4 seconds. 4 seconds and 1 turnover, and Coach Kuntz is up off the bench. That was tough. I thought he just caught it and just had the same pivot foot the whole time. But
well, we're stingent tonight on the travels. There's a nice cut by Barons.
Wow.
And Kennedy found him. Perfect timing, an easy layup. That's 2 more for Dunkerton.
I saw that play develop, and I thought it was going to be a turnover.
This is Gardner with the steal. He's got a fast break. Kennedy's trying to hold up the defender, and he does. So 2 more for Gardner, and his on-ball defense has been phenomenal here in the second quarter.
An assist there for Kennedy for screening off the defender for him. That was awfully nice. Couple nice plays there for Jack with the assist, and then running the interference on the defense. And surprisingly enough, there's a turnover.
Yep, another travel. That one will go against Muntz. He switched his pivot feet there. And great run. So Fetkether and Michaels both have some good minutes. They'll head to the bench.
So it's 30-11 with 4 minutes and 23 seconds in the second quarter. Oh.
And that's almost a steal, but not quite. There's a lob pass for Barons. He corrals it, gets all the defenders up, and scores. Had a great job of the pump fake. I think he had 3 defenders jump. Then he just waited for them to come down and scored an easy layup. Cutler brings it up for Colo-Nesco. He's got it, and this is another steal for Barons. Barons all alone. Ooh, I thought maybe he was going to try and
rise up,
bring the house down with a slam dunk, but he'll settle for the layup. Take the safe points. Cutler now swings it. This is Engel. Engel driving. A little too strong. And Kyler Rich, who's back into the game, does a good job to not be out of bounds when he grabbed that rebound. Gardner now drives hard right. Swings off to Behrens. Gillespie now, he drives. He gets stopped. A wall of blue. He finds Jake Kennedy, who hesitated. You can tell he didn't quite have the handle on that one, but Behrens with an offensive rebound. His shot falls off the rim.
Behrens switched over to the left hand there. I was going to be pretty impressed with that.
So Lucas Frown controlled that rebound. And now it'll be Cutler running the show for Colo-Nesco. And they'll swing it around to Muntz. And the pressure from Dunkerton on the ball and in those passing lanes is making it hard for Colo-Nesco to kind of set up any plays, any offense. Ball's in the corner. They'll get it inside. There's a wall, but he gets through it. But he had two of the tallest, longest defenders on him, and he couldn't get the layup to go down.
Rich back into the game with 2 fouls, and then I think Gillespie might have had a piece of that. So if he did, that would have been about his 3rd or 4th block. Kyler needs to not foul.
And Gillespie almost had a steal. Couldn't quite get to it. And when you gamble and you don't get it, sometimes you get burned, and Bradley Thomas got an easy layup. Here comes a trap, but Gillespie comes to help out. Jake Kennedy in the corner. He stopped looking to shoot as much from his kind of corner spot. And as I say that, he shoots one.
Yeah.
No good. You'd like to see him get going. Colo-Nesco up ahead, pushing pressure. Gillespie all over Bradley Thomas. We'll get it inside. Ball's kind of on the ground, but it's controlled by Colo-Nesco. That ball's tipped. Now it's Muntz. Dribbling through lane. Nice pass inside. Gillespie gets a piece of it. Block number 4 for him. But a great job by Tanner Engel sticking with it. He got it blocked, he got it back, and he went up and he scored. 34-15 Raiders. Kenny on the wing inside. Nice pass to Rich. Rich gets it, slips through the defense, and he's got an easy 2. I mean, it looks like Dunkerton kind of get whatever they want on offense right now.
Yeah, it was like a sneaky little bounce pass there by Jake Kennedy. Nice to see Kyler kind of get in. He's had a tough game tonight.
Here's a 3 from Cutler on the wing, and he's got it. Looked like Gardner just lost him for a minute there, and Cutler made him pay. Gardner the other way. That's a moving screen on Behrens, but they didn't call it. We won't bring it up. Good pump fake. Gardner lost the ball, but right to Kennedy. Over to Gillespie. Gillespie drives. He loses the handle.
I think the guy kicked the ball on purpose.
And he was trying to get it to Behrens there from the ground. He just couldn't do it. So some subs in. Looks like Van Langen, Fetkether, and Michaels in the game. So Colo-Nesco got some subs in. We'll see. Out there now they've got Muntz, Berg, Parker Ryan, Tanner Engel with 2 fouls, and Bradley Thomas.
So it's 36-18 with 1 minute left here in the second quarter. You're getting Kyler Rich out with his 2 fouls. Hopefully you won't need him in an 18-point game, but a good time to get him out.
Yep, Barron's out with 2 fouls as well. Muntz has it, tries to spin.
Ooh.
And a spin move for Muntz. He gets the contact and the foul. He's fired up. Foul's gonna go into Carter Michaels, his first, team 6th. Kind of a spinning scoop layup there. And the free throw goes down. So the lead's down to 15 for the Raiders. 46 seconds to play. I'll look for Dunkerton to hold for the last shot here. Here comes the trap on Kennedy. Kennedy goes baseline. Spin move. Good look at a layup. Too strong, but a nice rebound. Inside. Kick out. There's a 3 for Kennedy in the corner, and he's got it. Likes that corner 3.
Yeah, I wasn't sure he had the right footwork, but he was wide open. Got a guy wide open under the basket, unfortunately.
That's Engel. And, yeah, when you come flying in like that, it's real easy to call a foul, even if maybe you didn't get him.
Yeah.
Now Kennedy flew in to try and block the shot. There wasn't a shot, but he's going to shoot 1 and 1. That's Tanner Engel, who's played a lot of minutes in this game with 2 fouls.
Yeah, I think that was Michaels who got the ball, poked the ball out from down below while Kennedy got the foul for flying in.
And so some offensive substitutions here. You put Rich and Behrens with 2 fouls back in, and you saw them don't get an offensive foul.
with 14.5 seconds left. I'm just slightly nervous about that. I'm not a big fan.
We get, big play drawn up. Second
Gotta-
free throw from Engel is too strong. Gillespie and Rich kind of fight over it. Gillespie will get it. Gardner brings it up. He gets a double screen from Rich and Behrens. There's Rich on the pick and pop. His three is no good. Behrens with the rebound. He throws it up. A nice basket. Right before, so 2 quarters in a row that just with seconds left, the Raiders have put in a basket.
So I guess that strategy worked out just fine.
Yeah, exactly how they drew it up. 41-21, a 20-point lead for the hometown Dunkerton Raiders here at half. Kind of a nice wide variety of scoring. Caden Behrens, I think, has been the best player so far for Dunkerton.
Yeah.
They've been all over the court. Kyler Rich had those 2 fouls early, and Behrens had 2 himself, but he kind of stayed out there longer. He was working on the glass. He had some nice buckets. He was getting positioned inside. And 15 points if the scoreboard's right.
Yeah, I think I missed a 3-pointer there, but we'll go with it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 2, and 2. So that puts us at 14, 29, 37. Seem to add up quite the same way.
Well,
yeah, that I can't. So I got some points wrong. I've got way too many points for somebody. Because I've got Dunkerton with about 46 points. So I'm not that far off. But yeah, 41-21. See, I had all right. A little trouble. Me and the score keeper are off so far. Boy, just kind of, I don't even know what to say. Let's see, this would be 14, 24, 29, 37, 42. I'd have 45 points. So I'm giving free points out. I've given out at least 4 more points than Dunkerton has earned, and I feel like these are right. Oh, he's got 4. That's right. So now I've only given out 2 extra points. And I bet I just gave a basket to the wrong guy. So maybe Van Langen I should have. Did Van Langen score?
boy.
Well, it's 41-21. Dunkerton looks real solid in the first half. Kyler Rich, even though he was in foul trouble, was out and did score 5 points. Oh, thank you, sir. And did a nice job of not getting that third foul. So there you go. Pretty quiet here at halftime with reduced attendance and no pep band. Kind of a weird environment. But, yeah, Coach Kuntz, I think he was super active in the first half.
Yep.
So that was good.
Really was getting up, motivating his team. And they responded. Some great defense, great intensity, forced a lot of turnovers. So for Colo-Nesco, just some scoring. Cutler, the point guard, he's got 6 and a foul. Muntz has 4 and a foul. Frauen has 4 and a foul as well. Engel has just 2 points and 2 fouls. Berg had that 3 early on and a foul. Ryan didn't score, put in some solid minutes. And Bradley Thomas has 2 points. So kind of a balanced scoring attack there for Colo-Nesco. And for Dunkerton, some extra points somewhere, but Jake Kennedy with 8, Preston Gillespie with 4, Gardner has 8, 15 for Caden Behrens, then 2 for Heidemann, and 2 for Van Langen. And 5 for Rich. I think I missed that. But, like we said, a little trouble keeping score. So those might not be perfectly right, but they're in the neighborhood, more or less. Highlights of the first half, I would say All three officials not knowing if the ball went in or not on the foul.
We did like that. That we were a big fan of that, weren't we?
That was exciting. Another highlight if you're a Raiders fan is the Travelers are going against the other team this time. They're still there, but Travelers, Dunkerton's looked good early on. Maybe you'd have a little trouble breaking the press, but they've broke it real well. They've gotten some nice looks. Shot the ball pretty well. Been getting a lot of layups. They've hit a few threes. There no real big flaws for the Raiders. They've been boxing out pretty well, grabbing rebounds. Haven't allowed too much on the glass at all. I mean, I think if you're the coach, you say, hey, more of the same here in the second half.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think there'd be any switch to that. So, yeah, I'd say keep. Coach was nervous a little bit before the game, just didn't want the boys to play tight, and I think they came down and they did a little in and out with Kyler Rich and kicked it back out to Jake Kennedy on the wing. He loves that baseline three-pointer, and he sized it up, and on his second touch, he got it down, and that was kind of a good start. We've seen some nice things out of Preston Gillespie. Obviously, Barons with the 15 points. Good energy, I think, with Heidemann and Michaels and Fetkether and Van Langen. So that was a good half of basketball.
Yeah, in college basketball news, looks like Marquette, which is the new home of DJ Carton.
That's true.
Iowa prep basketball star out of Bettendorf, beat number 4 ranked Wisconsin on a buzzer beater. So a little in-state rivalry there, featuring an Iowa prep basketball player. If you're Colo-Nesco, I think your keys to the second half, you can't turn the ball over. You maybe either back off the pressure, you focus on getting back, not giving those easy baskets. And a lot of the times the turnovers, especially they've been out, above the three-point line, kind of swing passes or on the ball, and those turn into easy layups when you give the ball up. And the Raiders have done a great job with their intensity, their pressure, forcing turnovers. You take better care of the ball, calm down. You're seeing a little bit of the Colo-Nesco boys, what we saw to the Dunkerton girls. Maybe some nerves. You're in a hurry. You just, forcing. You make a few mistakes. But certainly not out of the game just yet. The possession arrow is on Dunkerton. I believe they'll start with the ball in the second half. No music in between.
No, I think they save all their energy for the pregame mixtape, and that's it.
So Colo-Nesco will come back out. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the halftime period. Dunkerton likes to use all of their halftime. They do a lot of coaching, get everything figured out. So far, the star of the first half is Caden Barons and his 15 points in activity. But Preston Gillespie, only 4 points, but hit a big three at the end of the first quarter. And had about 4 blocks by my count. Kind of been all over the place. Real good help defense. Got a few steals as well. As the Raiders come out of the tunnel now. We saw, a lot of players on both sides get minutes. I think we went about 10 deep for the Raiders and maybe 9 deep. We had minutes for Cutler, Muntz, Frauem, Engel, Berg, Ryan, Wonders, and Thomas for Colo-Nesco. Kennedy, Gillespie, Gardner, Barons, Rich, Heidemann, Fetkether, Van Langen, and Michaels all played for the Raiders. Start the second half. It's going to be Gardner, Rich, Kennedy, Gillespie, and Barron. Same 5 they started the game with. I would imagine Colo-Nesco would go with the same. They're not sitting nicely on the bench with their 5 starters for me to see. But haven't seen Dunkerton try and quick get out of the half and get any shots up. So that tells me that they're more focused on the mental side. They're satisfied with how they're physically shooting the ball.
Yeah, did they do any warm-ups?
No. And I don't think the girls did either in their game. So
Okay, well, it's overrated.
yeah, it's
Basket
all
hasn't moved since halftime.
no, exactly.
Right where it was before.
It's your home gym. You're used to it, so
You don't want to waste them.
no worries. Yep. All right, so it looks like it's going to be Cutler, along with Engel, Berg, Muntz, and Frauen. So same 5 for both teams to start the second half. It will be Raider basketball, 41-21. Jake Kennedy inbound. He'll get it to Gardner. Gardner's at the top of the key. Coach already a little upset at the offensive execution. I don't think he even sat this half. And Gillespie's going to throw it away, trying to get it inside to Kyler Rich. Cutler will take it the other way for Colo-Nesco. Gardner's all over him. Now Engel on the wing to Muntz. Now it's into the corner for Berg. Berg back out. They swing it around, maybe trying to get it inside for Engel. That's Berg in the corner. Thought about a 3, threw it right to Kennedy. I think maybe he thought that was Muntz on his team. Gardner the other way, and the defense just lost him. He kind of went across the lane there in the break.
Yeah, those point guards, they do that little shifty, let the defense forget about him, and he just glided right in.
Yep, Muntz in the corner. 2 guys ran out at him. Engel got it, tried a reverse layup, no good. Barons had the rebound, and he was fouled. And that's Frauen, and he's kind of confused. The foul is being called on him, even though he might have had a little body there. His second, first of the half.
I'm all kind of messed up. I've got Gardner with 10, and they have him with 7. So that could be my other error.
Okay.
Given too many points tonight.
Gillespie, little one-on-one step-back move on the wing. And that shot's true. A 17-footer.
Silk.
Oh, that was pure.
I'm trying to think who the Lakers had. It's pretty solid nickname.
There's a 3 for Cutler. That's no good. Gillespie fights for the rebound. He loses it to Frauen. Frauen's shot's no good.
Gillespie might have got credit for another block there.
You give him one. And Gillespie maybe had a look at a 3. He might have had another one. Gardner instead is going to drive in, and he gets a little runner to go. So everybody was open on that possession for Dunkerton. A 6-0 run for the Raiders to start the second half. Engel guarded by Rich. Engel goes around right. Barons came over to help, and it was just enough to force that layup off. Gardner the other way.
Got Rich.
Gets it ahead to Rich. Rich.
Feed the big man.
Rich got lost. He ran the court well, and he gets an easy layup.
He got to reward the big guy for running the court.
Oh, yeah. He beat his man down the court. Give it to him. Cutler's got it. And there's a good hands up by Kennedy. Always keep your hands up. Give him the passing lane.
Yeah, especially since somebody was wide open under the basket.
Yep, a good pass to Engel. Good wall up by Rich to not get a foul, and a tough basket goes. That's Engel. That's his 4th point.
49-23, Dunkerton leading.
Looks like a 2-3 here for Colo-Nesco, and I mean, if you're the Raiders, you could just take your sweet time. Gillespie's got a good look at a 3. That's no good. Rebound by Cutler. He's trying to go the other way. It's 2-on-3. And he'll take it out. Muntz now, and he gets it back to Cutler at the top of the key. I'll swing it over. Now Muntz has it again. That's going to go to the corner. Berg's got a 3, and he's got it. His second 3 for Berg. And he's certainly not afraid to let those fly. And first bucket of the second half for Colo-Nesco. Kennedy on the wing. He gets it to Gillespie, the post. Swings it over to Gardner. That's a 3. That's no good. Missed everything. A good look, though, inside out. Colo-Nesco the other way. Get it inside to Engel. Engel turns around, faces up, and Kennedy came down. He did a good job of getting in position, and he just his hands kind of came down instead of staying straight up. So 2 free throws going to come up for Tanner Engel.
And as much as we've brought up the fact that Bird's first three-pointer was a bank, that one was all net.
Yeah. First free throw was good by Engel. Second one, bottom of the net as well. So he's up to 6 points here. And pressure back on by Colo-Nesco. Gardner's trapped deep in the backcourt. He'll get it to Rich. Rich tried to throw it to the middle. He threw it right to Colo-Nesco, but a brilliant timeout.
Yeah, that's
by Coach Kuntz.
That's got to be one of the top 5 timeouts of the year.
And Colo-Nesco's not real happy because
No.
they thought he didn't have the ball, but it's not when the ref blows his whistle.
No.
It's when the coach calls it.
Sure, true.
So as long as you have possession when the coach calls it or the player, you're good to give him a timeout. And so they're switching out basketballs so they can wipe that down. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, the COVID-19 protocols. For sure.
Real interesting. Because, I mean, everybody, touched the basketball.
Yeah. It's not an exact science.
Yeah.
There's stuff we do. So every player is allowed 2 fans, but the cheerleaders are allowed 0 fans.
Okay.
And every meeting we were in, we asked for clarification on that because if you only have a girl player, you're supposed to leave after the girls play, so you're supposed to empty the gym. So we're like, there won't be anybody in the gym. I mean, most of these people in the gym right now, are the girls, their parents, and I mean the only athletes, young people here, are either younger siblings or they played in the girls' game.
Sure.
So, Dunkerton has 5 cheerleaders. We could certainly have 10 more people in this gym. But it's been repeated and put in documents that we are not allowed to give 2 fans to the cheerleaders.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
Kyler Rich steps in with 3, a nice pass from Kennedy there. 52-28, just under 4 to play here in the third quarter. Colo-Nesco, this is Cutler with it. He tries to swing pass. Kennedy gets his hand at it. He's going the other way. Now, I thought that could have been one of the travels that we'd like to call. Kennedy goes the whole way. His layup rolls off, but Gillespie's there to clean it up and put it back.
I mean, I suppose, but real good anticipation on Kennedy. And Barron's.
Barron's about had a steal. Now, the referee might have been in his way there.
He was looking at Coach like, if you had tipped it in, Coach. The problem with Barron's on the steal there is his momentum took him out of bounds, so he had to hurry up and get back in bounds to tip the ball to keep it in play, and he just couldn't negotiate all of that. 54-28. Dunkerton's kind of got a half-court trap going on here.
Yep, and they're swarming. They're tipping passes again. Gillespie's going to get the steal here. Gardner's got it the other way. He kicks it to Rich. Rich in the wing. Gillespie at the wing. Over to Kennedy. Kennedy from the elbow extended, and he gets a 3. When it rains, it pours. Dunkerton pouring it on here. 57-28.
Dunkerton has 3 players in double figures and 2 players with 8 and 9. So could be a good night scoring-wise.
So Muntz has it now for Colo-Nesco. The top of the key. He's dribbling around, maybe trying to get it into Engel. It's not there. Ryan now over. Cutler's got it. Cutler trying to drive. He gets in the lane around Barons. Throws up a shot. No good. Gillespie with the rebound.
And just to point out, Cutler got away with a jump stop, which, I was fine with. But the way we've called travels and moves, I was half expecting that to be called.
Yep, so a little bit of a frustration foul there by Cutler. Things aren't going their way, and just tried to get a steal there from Gardner. A little too aggressive. Rich sets a screen for Kennedy. Kennedy with a nice kick to Gardner. Into the corner. There's a new face. That's Riley Molds. And Dunkerton moving it around here. Jake Kennedy.
Got another one of these. Basket is good. Foul on the rebounds.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, and I think that was an off the ball.
Yeah.
foul. Yeah.
We've had that called twice tonight, Is it the same ref who called it both times?
I believe so, yeah. So that's going to go against Bradley Thomas, who's going to get a foul for pushing either simultaneously or after the three-pointer was shot.
And, you know, sometimes when you're an official or a referee, you have favorite calls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, or somebody, you know, didn't like your call, so you're looking for a way to make sure that, you know, anytime there's a chance to call a foul on him, you do it. That three is no good for Gardner, but a rebound by Kyler Rich. That's no good, and his putback. But another offensive rebound. Gardner baseline. Got up in the air, nowhere to go. Kennedy with a three.
Kennedy's warming up. He's feeling it.
Yeah, he wants to shoot. He's kind of moved out of his comfort corner. This is Muntz for it with Colo-Nesco. Guarded
60 to 28. Dunkerton lead with 1 minute and 30 seconds in the third quarter.
That's Bradley with a good look at a three in the corner. He's
pushing.
no good. And that's going to go against Parker Ryan, pushing Kyler Rich in the back on the rebound. That's his first, team fourth. Be some pressure, a 1-2-1-1 press.
And you're breaking it with a 4-1, but
and Heidemann throws it away.
You're not breaking it, actually.
And a tough shot there by Bradley Thomas goes in on the fast break. Press still on. Looking at it, they've got numbers. 2-on-1. Kennedy to Heidemann. His layup's just a little short. Colo-Nesco the other way. Kennedy and Gardner trapping a corner. And Gardner looked like he had it real clean, and I think Kennedy's going to get whistled for the foul. Nope, they're going to get Gardner. So that'll be Gardner's first, team second. We'll get some subs in. Jaden Downs into the game. Braden Van Langen comes back after an extended absence. And this is Frauen. He loses the ball, but it's tipped, so he's good to go and get it. No over and back. Gets a screen. Nicely defended by the Raiders. They're all over him, and Heidemann is making him really work. And from behind, yep, Jaden Downs saw the ball, kind of swiped at it, and just caught a little too much of the arm on his way down. So his first foul.
I liked how he was. I liked how good ball defense and a good help defense.
Yep, you know, you like to see people being aggressive, and, you know, almost a clean steal.
Okay, so Jaden just switched defenders, and I think he thought he was covering somebody who was too big, and then he switched to somebody who was bigger.
Heidemann with the steal. He's all alone on the fast break, and he gets a layup. Lead is 32 now for the Raiders. 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Cutler, Gardner's all over him.
God.
Gardner with the steal. I mean, they're just taking it away now. Up ahead to Downs. Downs to Heidemann. It seemed like maybe we were sharing the ball a little too much.
Yeah.
Here's a three that's too strong by Van Langen.
Oh, this has got Jaden Downs written all over it right now.
Ball's on the ground and kind of a slow tie-up whistle. And we finally get the jump ball.
Possession that was like, I thought maybe we were going to get like a travel almost there when he was rolling on his back.
I like to, as soon as the ball's on the ground, I like to whistle.
Yeah,
and if anyone asks me, it's player safety. You know, I don't want people diving in there, you know, people swinging, get kind of aggressive.
Oh.
And here's a three.
I love it. I think he hurt himself.
Berg might have shot that so quick that he pulled a muscle. He might have just been frustrated with the miss.
Oh.
But his three no good at the buzzer, so it stays 62 to 30. Raiders in control here.
I think Berg has been my favorite. Berg has been my favorite player on Colo-Nesco, and it's not because he banked in the first three-pointer. It's the mullet. Always a big fan of the mullet, but he switched to three-pointer, and just now with the second left, he got the ball in the corner, and he threw up a shot, and it looked like he came out of it with like a Charlie horse or a hammy or something.
Well, that, you know, it might be like I missed that shot. Well, you know, my hamstring.
Yeah, this is true. So 62 to 30 at the end of three quarters. I like the way this game is going, but guys are distributed. Coach has really gotten a lot of people in.
Yeah, and you're looking at the second and maybe even the third team that we're in now, and you haven't seen a letdown in intensity on defense. They're still up in their face, forcing turnovers, and that's leading to easy baskets.
Well, and I think Coach Kuntz has been way more active than the Colo-Nesco coach.
Yep.
He did have that play. What was it, like the start of the second half when we came down and just kind of did the robot pass inside right to the defender, and he just froze. He was mentally trying to process what to say.
Yep. So start of the fourth quarter here. You got Jaden Downs, who almost loses the handle, but he gets it over to Carter Michaels. It's inside. Good swing pass.
Ooh.
Couple of pump fakes. We're not too keen to shoot, but here's a three. That's no good. But it was clearly a pass. So Carter Michaels' errant three goes right to Riley Molds, who puts it in for an easy layup.
Assist.
Yeah. Doesn't hit the
Michaels.
rim. And there's Jaden Downs out in the passing lane again.
No, that's Molds.
Molds, excuse me. And he can't finish the layup. He was being hunted down by Berg there. Colo-Nesco the other way. Muntz gets it to Frauen inside.
They're going to get Michaels.
Tied up by Carter Michaels, who's going to get the foul.
It's a little frayed right now.
Yep, the intensity's still there, but maybe some of the polish from the starters not quite there for the Raiders. Here's an inbounds pass to Engel. Engel turns, and they're going to get a jump ball. That's a good job by Jaden Downs tying him up inside.
Engel's turned into Heidemann, and Heideman's he's a pretty thick young man, and he got like something in the chin and backed him off, and I thought they were going to call a charge, and then I thought they were going to call a travel. Yeah.
Jaden Downs has been real aggressive in the passing lanes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's such a thing as too aggressive, but it's costing him some fouls.
Well,
here.
The key is he's officially in the scorebook now. Oh, that was his second foul.
Yeah, I had that as a second.
Okay, well, you got 5, and you've only got 7 minutes left.
Exactly.
But he's not going to commit 2 more fouls in 7 minutes.
No, certainly not. This is Frauen to Muntz, over to Cutler. Engel posting up hard down low against Heidemann.
Yeah, Heidemann's going to get another elbow to the chin.
Yeah.
And I don't think
might look for a double foul call.
I don't think it'll bother him.
And Muntz threw that straight to Van Langen. Got the steal, and he was tripped up, maybe incidental, but when a guy hits the deck like that, you almost have to call a foul.
I didn't think they were going to call it, but I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be another 50-50 ball for Heidemann to get on.
Yeah. And so that's going to go against Muntz. It's his second, team 5th, both teams with 5 fouls. Not a great spot there to pick up the ball for Jaden Downs, and it'll be a turnover. So picked it up, the 4 corners of death that we talked about in the girls' game, and he picked it up in one of those corners, and sure enough, a turnover. 64-30 lead for Dunkerton. Muntz has it over to Engel. Engel to Berg. Berg drives to the lane. He's going to go all the way with the right hand. Too strong.
Fettkeather with the big board.
Van Langen with the board.
Oh, Van Langen, my bad.
You're good. Downs will bring it up. To Molds. Molds, who we saw Heidemann inside, tried to get it to him, couldn't. Stolen by Cutler, but right back by Heidemann. And he goes up and finishes the layup with contact.
I like how he went up on the left side, but he came back with his right hand and put the ball up.
Felt the defense coming from the left side.
Yeah, he knew. He knew his only chance was to throw it up with his right hand, or perhaps he's got more confidence in the right hand. I don't know. Makes it 66-30, and he's had a nice floor game too. Came in the first half when Kyler was getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, so Oliver Fettkeather checks back in. And so we're going to have a lane violation against Colo-Nesco.
I thought for sure that was going to be a foul on Van Langen. And I missed who got in the lane.
And I think we've gotten everybody into the game for Dunkerton except for Lane Bonner. And Heidemann doesn't blow his second chance, hits the free throw, so 67-30. Dunkerton.
He's got 7 points on the night and with a real nice defensive floor game.
This is Engel, drives,
Oh.
stolen away by Downs. Good hands. Well, not an offense, though. He loses the handle, but Heideman's there to pick him up. Molds drives right to Fetkether. That pass is tipped and stolen by Moons. Moons has got a man with him. It's Frauen. And Frauen's got the easy transition layup. So a little bit of life here from Colo-Nesco.
There's not spending a lot of time on defense effort right now. Oh,
No. Heidemann controls the loose ball in the low post. Fetkether for three, no good. The bench wanted that one.
yeah, they totally wanted that three to go in.
You know, you've got your favorite guy who maybe doesn't, play a lot, but he's kind of the team guy, the chemistry guy. And there's another 2 points.
Frauen is kind of lighting up now.
Yep.
No, that was Moons. I keep giving it to the wrong guy.
No wonder your points are all over the place.
Yeah, it's been we're assuming it's my mistakes.
Yeah. Molds with a nice
Oliver.
pass to Fetkether, who did a great cut. And he tried to throw it to Heidemann, threw it away, but when Berg saved it, he saved it right to Van Langen, who gets a layup. 69-34 Raiders, 4:30 to play. This is Engel at the top of the key, over to Berg. Berg swings it to Cutler. Cutler looking to drive. He's covered by Jaden Downs. Now it's Engel again. Now Berg in the corner. Berg dribbles up. That's Moons. Moons and Heidemann's trying to get the ball out of there. Oh, Heinz loses his ankles, but his buddy Riley Molds is there to help him out. And there's a drive and a layup with some contact, but verticality. Now it's the other way. Van Langen throws a pass, and it's a little too high for Heidemann. It's a good idea. I think Heidemann had some space. And
it feels like there's about a 7 to 8 second shot clock when Dunkerton gets the ball.
Yeah.
They're running the court.
Got to get them up quick. And with 3.5 minutes here, Colo-Nesco has pulled their starters. They've called off the Dogs.
And it's a 35-point lead, so it's a running clock. Is that what I understand?
I believe that's correct. That'll make the last few minutes of this game. So Bradley Thomas with the ball. He's out there on the court with Ryan Wonders, Parker Ryan, Andrew Grover for the first time, and then Moons, Ephraim Moons.
How tall is 40?
Ryan Wonders is 6'3". He's a senior, listed as a center. This is Van Langen off the steal. He gets an easy layup. 2 more for the Raiders. Moons has it on the other side. He's covered by Fetkether.
Now, when you're hoping to get into the game at this point in time, if your buddy's out there, he fouls somebody or he dribbles it off somebody's foot. Because the worst thing
you throw it out of bounds.
The worst thing, well, you don't want to do a turnover. The worst thing you can do is wait for 2 minutes and 47 seconds and not get into the game.
And here's a deep contested three by Ryan Wonders. It's no good.
See right there, right?
That's perfect.
That's a buddy move.
Yep.
Because you got a running clock, so you get in with the 2:20 mark.
So Lane Bonner into the game, and now Dunkerton's officially played everybody on their roster. Inbounds pass, ball's in the corner. Now it's up top. Your Grover kicks it to Muntz. Muntz being covered by Fetkether, gets it inside. Stolen away by Bonner. Michaels brings it up the court. Kicks it ahead. Now as they swing it over, it's Fetkether to Michaels. Michaels with a three from the top of the key, and he finds the bottom of the net. The bench loves it.
Michaels left it up there for a little bit.
Yeah.
A little extra mustard on the hot dog.
Arc got it over the defender. Pushes the lead to 40. Wonders get it to Ryan. Back to Moons. Yep, and just trying to, make sure he didn't get it cut in front of his face to the block. It's a good defensive idea, but that's maybe where you go with a little forearm to check the free running defender.
get the flipper out, slow him down. But
So
Michaels,
3
Michaels
fouls for Michaels.
maybe giving up a foot there defensively.
6 fouls. There's a nice screen and an elbow jumper, and it drops down for Ryan Wonders.
So we're under a minute here, 74-36.
Downs with the ball to Michaels on the wing.
Yeah,
And
that's all night, all day.
Left Van Langen all alone. No good. And Jaden Downs is still trying to foul out of this game, but too little too late. And we've decided to stop the clock with 34 seconds, despite the running clock rule. But
well, it might stop under a minute because they don't want it to go out on a free throw.
Well, I suppose. 34 seconds, and we're going to get a 1-and-1 opportunity for Bradley Thomas. Free throw's no good. So Van Langen with the rebound. 30 seconds to play. If I had to guess, there wouldn't be a shot from the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
But you never know.
I feel like there will be.
Bonner at the top of the key. He'll swing it, and look at that. There's our shot. It's a 3. No good. That was Fetkether. 9 seconds. They're trying to get a shot. There's Bradley. He's too strong on his 3, and time expires. So 74-36. Big win for the Raiders by 38 over the Colo-Nesco Royals.
I don't know how good my score sheets are, but off the top of my head, we had nice offensive and defensive efforts from Gardner, Kennedy, Barron certainly in the first half, scored a lot of points. Very active night from Gillespie. Coach Kuntz, Kyler Rich, just all around good night. Final, just trying to.
So
and
the points that may or may not be right.
Yeah. What was the final
Dunkerton.
score? 71, 36, 74.
Yeah. So Jake Kennedy with 14 points. Preston Gillespie with 8. Gardner had 12. Barons had 15 all in the first half. Rich had 10. Heidemann 7. Michaels 3. Van Langen 4. And Riley Mold 2.
And when we add that all up, we may or may not have like a few more than 74. But, you know, then everybody's a little happy. Everybody scored a little bit more than they thought they did.
Exactly. So as far as points for Colo-Nesco, again, not perfectly accurate, probably close. Cutler had 6. Muntz had 6. 7 for Frauen. 6 for Engel. 6 for Berg. And 5 for Thomas. And then 2 for Wonders. So good all-around balanced scoring for both teams. I'm going to have to give my star of the game to Preston Gillespie.
Okay.
You know, he wasn't quite the leading scorer, but he did have 8 points, and he was all over the defensive side. 5 blocks.
Yeah, we got him at least 5 blocks, unofficially with 5 blocks.
By my counts, probably about that many rebounds. Was always over there to help. Really spark plug, you know, kind of suffocated any light that Colo-Nesco had towards the basket. He was there to snuff it out.
All right. Did we give a player of the game to the girls' team?
Boy, we didn't, but I think it has to be Bailey Van Langen.
Yeah,
with all the energy she had and kind of the spark that brought the Dunkerton girls back into that game.
Yeah, and Christian's had a nice floor game, but we'll give that to Bailey. Dunkerton back in action Tuesday night. They're up at Clarksville, and then Friday night, next Friday night, they're at home again. And it escapes me who we're playing on Friday night, but it is a home game. And like
Clarksville?
No, Clarksville's on Tuesday, so I'm going to say Tripoli.
Tripoli.
All right. Well, we better end this stream and get on the road. We've got looks like I don't know, 55 playbacks. That's not too shabby. So thanks for coming over and doing the game with me, and we'll end it with Go Raiders.